All right, chat. It is time for the CGL April Major for Apex Legends. I'm Berkeley Stevens, joined by my good buddy Cam Comerford, otherwise known as Neely Caston. We got a very exciting one. We got 20 teams ready to do battle on a World's Edge. Been scrimming for weeks now to lead up to this, and we've got a $1,000 prize pool to just divvy out tonight. So it's very exciting. Neely, how are you feeling?
Doing pretty good. Always excited to cast some Apex. It's the only thing I'm playing right now, so I feel pretty in tune with it. Obviously, not as good as these guys, so I'm excited to see what they're gonna play. Burke, I heard you actually got to see some of these scrims that I was not able to catch.
I got to see some just a couple nights ago, but some of those teams that really popped off in those scrims aren't actually here tonight. I'm missing Luffy Squad. They won two of the maps that I was spectating, and one of the maps they won just duo queuing, so they clearly had some strong potential, and they're not in the field tonight. So what does that tell me? That tells me the 20 that we've got are the elite of the elite. Like we were saying just moments ago with tournament organizer Lawrence L4, whatever you might know him as if you're in the CGL Discord, he's saying this is a tier 2 event. So this is right up there, especially as far as console is concerned. A tier 2 event in console means these players are cracked. This is one step below getting your way onto the pro circuit. So we really do have some elite Apex Legends out here tonight. And Cam, before we go any further, I just want to mention to chat that this one is actually sponsored by Padia. If you're asking what is Padia, well, it's pretty much a gaming portal. Anyone with a free account on padiagaming.com is able to sign up for tournaments, host tournaments, play in matchmaking seasons, and a lot more than just that. The platform is currently in its beta phase on desktop, but we definitely encourage you to check it out. Again, that's padiagaming.com. And now with that out of the way, let's go in to see what the schedule is looking like for the upcoming events. Like I said, this is going to be the April Major, and then next month, CGL is trying to host just about one tournament a month. We're going to have the May Spring Series. That falls on May 28th, as you can probably see there. And all of those little CGL icons, well, those are going to be filled up with scrims. So if you are looking to get involved with some Apex scrims, take a look at the schedule. If that fits your schedule, and they're pretty much every day, then you can definitely get involved in the mix. Tonight, it's obviously very competitive. All of these players are definitely at least at that Masters rank. Neely, what does that say to you about the action we can expect tonight? What do you think the meta is looking like in high-ranked games like these?
Well, what I would completely expect, we're going to see a ton of Valk, right? You have to see a lot of Valk, a lot of Gibby. I don't see a lot of teams not running that, but if you are going to see that, I'd imagine we're going to see some Wraith. I mean, honestly, Burke, what did you see in the games that you saw? I know you were talking about it. Obviously, we're going to see a ton of Valk and Gibby, but were there some teams trying to play away from that Valkyrie? Because she's such a staple in the meta right now.
Yeah, there were not too many trying to play away from the Valkyrie, but actually some playing away from the Gibby. We had quite a few teams running Valk and then a Loba composition, and I
Right.
saw a lot of Crypto. I saw a lot of Wraith, and Gibby was kind of sporadic. A lot of teams were choosing to opt out of the Gibby and go for a Caustic as their defensive legend. And honestly, that's a pretty good look, especially final zones on World's Edge. You throw down those cans and you just gas out other teams. You claim real estate easily that way, but like you know, Neely, Valk is going nowhere. Why is that? What makes her so strong in the game now?
Alone from just her regular kit, just moving around, feeling so good and being great, it's her ultimate, right? You can just, it takes the whole rotation game out of this. We casted before Valk even came into the game to be played, and it was so based on Octane pad. That was your only rotation, or a Wraith portal. That was the only thing that you had to rotate. Now you can just fly up into the sky with your own little personal balloon and then fly over 16 teams and get scans of where they are so you can land in a safe location. Nothing's really going to beat being able to do that until it gets nerfed, or she gets nerfed in another way. It takes her out of the game. And you combine that with a Gibby. If a Gibby gets played, you can be in the middle of a field, no cover, drop a dome down, and get right out of any situation. And that is a really powerful combo right now in this game. But I kind of forgot we were on World's Edge, Burke. And Caustic is one of those characters that is mean on World's Edge. Obviously, a lot, Gibby is as well, but Caustic, rather strong pick.
Yeah, definitely a strong pick. I want to make a little bit of a correction to what I said earlier. I had the prize pools wrong. I gave out the $1,000 prize pool. That's actually the May Spring Series. So tonight is going to be $300 dished out. First place will receive 175, second 100, and third place 25 bucks.
A
So
little
hey,
different.
little different, but I mean, if you come in first or second, that's a good chunk of change. for 3 gamers
Yeah.
to split up. And if you come in third, hey, have a meal on CGL. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
DoorDash.
that's all it is. It's
You know what
some
I mean?
fun money.
Something.
For a lot of these players, too, it's just their first experience competing in like an Apex Legends esports environment. Of course, our like top 6 teams have been here before. There's a couple others down the list like Solo Quebec, who I do want to talk about after this, but some familiar faces, but most of this pack is new to the scene. And Solo Quebec, they're the team I wanted to touch on because in scrims, they were running something very interesting, which was Gibby, Wraith, and Crypto. And what they were doing was something I, as a low-ranked platinum player, has never really seen before. So they scout, obviously, the entire lay of the land with Crypto. And not only that, if they're able to keep that drone up and it doesn't get shot down, they actually just keep on scouting and find exactly where they want their Wraith to put the teleporter to, and they just rotate so perfectly. They always pick their perfect spot. They know it's safe before they go in. Whereas Valkyrie rotations, you could be dropping in, and right before you hit the ground, it's like, oh, there's actually a full team in this building that for some reason didn't get picked up on scan. So it seems like that rotation with Crypto Wraith is a lot easier, but again, you don't get the OP kit that we've talked about with Valkyrie.
Obviously, we're going to be looking to start soon here, but to add to that in the Solo Quebec team, we've seen them play a lot, and we've always seen them just kind of below the top 5, top 10 area, just trying to break into maybe a winning situation, or maybe they figured out their comp. But one thing I know about them is that they play positioning really strong. I always felt like they would make it late, but not with a lot of KP. So they're not going to be a KP hungry team, which is probably what feeds into them playing that Crypto style. They're going to hold their position and get that scouting out, like you said you observed.
Yeah, I mean, they are probably one of the best scouting teams, especially if they're going to run that composition that we're going to see in the lobby tonight. And just to break down point distribution as we load up our first map of the night, first place will get you 12 points. And of course, 1 KP, 1 kill point will add an additional point on top of that. So every kill counts. Second place, you get 9 points. So there is a 3-point differential between first and second. That's a full squad wipe. So if you come in first compared to coming in second, I mean, you're wiping that last squad. That's another additional 3. So just that last placement is going to add up with the squad wipe and the 3 points from placement. Third place is going to get you 7 points. Fourth, 5 points. Fifth, 4 points. Sixth and seventh gets you 3. Eighth and 10th gets you 2. 11th through 15 gets you 1. And then 16 through 20, thanks for coming, but you're going home with a goose egg.
Big old goose egg.
All right, Neely, we get our character selection here for map number 1. Of course, the first legend picked for pretty much all of these teams is going to be Valkyrie, but we're seeing a lot of different compositions right now. What are you looking at? Some Caustic Gibbs, and then a few niche picks. Like I'm seeing a Horizon. What are you looking at?
I thought I saw a Bank somewhere in there, a little bit of Ash. Ash is another one of those characters. Hey, look, Champion Squad. Slav my Rob. Remember that guy? ATF. Yeah. Anyway. Where are we at, Berg?
Where are we at? We are hanging over World's Edge in the dropship, waiting to go down. I'm going to peel back, open up my map, try and see where some teams are going here. Because, I mean, the first couple of zones, as we know, in these high-ranked games, not a lot happens. It's all about just feeling out a map, kind of sensing where other teams are, getting your intel, which is obviously key, and then picking your rotation. A lot of it is just staying out of the fray so you're in it when it matters.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
This is something I was actually, sorry to cut you off, something I was seeing in scrims. Solo Quebec dropped Fragment East, which is what a lot of people would say a fearless drop. They did it all throughout scrims. I'm pretty sure they've been dropping here for weeks, and no one challenges them, so you gotta imagine that Solo Quebec is one of those top, more feared teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to refigure out how this spectating works, and one thing I've noticed is the map looks great. You can really tell where everybody's at here, Yelk, which I'm a big fan of. And look, the thermal station pole right away. We've seen this one a time or two. I feel like we see it all the time when we cast these games on World's Edge.
Right now, I'm on board with TDMJ, and they've actually got one squad near them. Chosen Talent, one of the better teams throughout scrims, will be facing off against TDMJ, and they've sensed each other's presence. They're around tree right now, and it looks like Chosen Talent is far better equipped with gear right now compared to TDMJ, and they might actually know that. TDMJ might give up this ground very early, which is going to hurt them later in the game because they might not have the kits they're looking for once the gunfights start to really transpire.
Absolutely. Sorry, you keep going, Bert.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Chosen Talent is our number 12 qualified team. Or that's TDMJ. Chosen Talent is right above them. So if this was our first gunfight, this is neck and neck where teams have qualified. It's actually pretty interesting to see how this one could shake out, but just taking another peek at the map here, see where teams are. We've got one up at Skyhook. It doesn't look like anybody played Trials this time around. And then up near the survey camp, it looks like we might actually have a skirmish pretty soon. And there is a long way to run to get into the circle for those teams. So it looks like there could be a couple of gunfights that are unavoidable along the way. But for now, it doesn't look like many bullets have been traded between any of the teams.
And there's really...
Okay. I just got word that the team list is actually totally random, not by order. So,
and that is why I have been completely silent, trying to figure out why my numbers I wrote down were incorrect. I was like, where are these people? But either way, I'll figure it out as we go. But as you were saying, we haven't seen a lot of gunfire traded. Mental Catalyst gets a knock somewhere amongst the map here. So that means some bullets are finally getting traded.
Yeah, it looks like it's actually down toward the thermal station. Outlawed Esports is fighting Rollers MX right now, and Rollers is down there, Gib, and it looks like Mercenary's about to fall as well, but able to jetpack up to the high ground. Gets a great PK shot there on the Catalyst, and they're just trying to get this squad wipe as quick as they can. Outlawed has one member left in this fight, and that is going to be Hakai Nai, but the Wraith player going down, and just like that, Rollers clawing themselves out of the ashes, despite going down their Gibraltar early. They are able to win that first fight of our game.
Yeah, they're getting peeked at right now, but I don't think any push is going to come of it. I think they're just going to get to walk away. They throw that Gib Dome to get a shield swap on. Not a great one, just a white one, but enough to get him out of that situation. Whew. And that's the great thing I love about this map and not World's Edge, Berg. If that was Kings Canyon, I should say, you would be third-partied immediately by 4 teams just for shooting a bullet. So, God, I love World's Edge, and it's why we get to play it at this level. It's a good map.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever casted a CGL event that wasn't on this map. It is the fan favorite. I mean, if you're doing Apex at an esports level, this is the map you're probably always scrimming. So when you go into a tournament, it's very comfortable and at home to just have this be the map that you play. So again, I like it as well. Maps like Kings Canyon and Olympus, there's just a little too quick reaction time for those third parties most of the time. And it seems like World's Edge, the real estate is a lot harder to just burst into as a third party and easier to hold down when you're looting someone.
Yeah, and I think it's good because it allows all 20 teams to get loot. Even though Apex is an RNG game, I think trying to take as much RNG out of it is always a key thing that you can try to do.
Right now I'm spectating Team Extra, and it looks like they're hunting the tails of Onyx Ravens, and it might look like they're going in for this KP, but they could just be trying to push them out of this area of the map. And that is probably what we're going to see a lot, is some teams just being way more passive than others, not trying to lock down any real estate early because they can't quite predict the zones if they're not getting the scans off. But it does look like Onyx Ravens have the scan, and right now they're just playing along these train tracks, trying to stay safe.
Yeah, and Extra seems to be having, and I believe that's who you said there, that was hunting. They seem to be having all poke guns except for the Gibby. You don't really need to put a lot on your Gibby. He's got the R9 and the Mastiff. Great bubble fight guns, and that's really what you're going to have to ask of him. Surveying the map here for a second, just trying to see how some of these teams on the outside are going to rotate in, because looking at LGV, I'm sorry, literally vibing, and they're going to have to run into a few teams.
Yeah, and they're going over to the Overlook right now, which is actually where I saw both zones in the scrims that I spectated close. So we were seeing some insane gameplay over here on top of the water coolers and just this part of the map, which is one of my more favorite areas. But right now it actually looks like ATF is in a fight. They're currently just duking it out with Team Extra, poking back and forth just across this lava siphon. But it doesn't look like any damage is being done significantly. But here on the backside, the Rollers are coming in, and they know that bullets are being exchanged. They're looking for a third party to get active on, because Rollers is one of the few teams in this lobby. I think they're the only one that is playing as a duo queue for now. Maybe their third member is on a date. I'm hoping the best for that guy, but
yeah.
that was actually why Luffy's squad That duo queue that I was talking about in the scrims.
Hoping.
That's why they were a duo queue, is their third had to go on a date, and they ended up winning the next game.
Absolutely. Looks like solo queue is eyeing down a team right now. Absolutely. It's Onyx Ravens kind of pinning them down, but it looks like it's going to go into just a crypto scouting event for a bit here. But solo queue running that comp that you said that they would be, Yelk, with that crypto.
Yeah, crypto, Wraith, and they had a Gibby on some of the maps, but it looks like they're going with the Caustic here. I like that call because it does seem like they're able to take buildings always like perfectly. So as long as you can get in the building, I think I'd rather have a Caustic than a Gib, but if the circle ends and it's rather open, it could be tough for this composition and just a little bit unlucky, but it seems like for now, this is going to be their choice for the night.
Absolutely. Trying to see if anything is going to happen right now because everyone's still just playing their space. Couple shots you get to see get traded. ATF actually trading shots right now. They're taking the damage. Chosen Talent was laying it on him. A lot of 30-30s, Yelk. Am I missing something with this gun? Is it actually good?
Saw it so much in scrims as well. I mean, it seems like for the poke phases, it's fantastic. These players are clearly very good for it, and we're missing the G7. I feel like if the G7 was a ground gun, we'd be seeing that in everyone's hands over the 30-30, but lacking that, we've been seeing a lot of sniper rifles, some bow checks, and of course the 30-30, which, I mean, I have never seen a time in Apex where that was a gun that was in a lot of high-ranked hands.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed myself getting shot by it a fair bit recently when playing, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess he's good, and I'm not. That's really all I can chalk it up to.
Chosen Talent right now in a feud with ATF. Beyond Arma taking a little bit of flak, but doing some damage as well. Chosen Talent right now not great on the Evo Shield situation. They've got one purple on Google My Smooth, and the rest of the team is looking very, very weak, and that is going to be pretty costly here, as I'm pretty sure ATF, if we can hop back over there,
all blue right now.
Blues, yeah. And they got the high ground melee.
And yeah, they were kind of pushing in. They've got the phase tear too, so if they get a knock, this team is exceptionally deadly. If you get a knock, you can just pour it in immediately. You don't have to do a long in, and it's quick. It's not like an octane pad. You gotta fly through the sky. You're just on it. But either way, this is seeming to turn into a stalemate where each team is gonna just maintain their bubble position and hope to stay alive and not get rotated on.
ATF was the champion squad as well, so it does seem like Chosen Talent is staring down a very formidable opponent, but it looks like they're coming in now. Google My Smooth able to get the first knock here, but pressured on the backside. Can he get the second? He does before going down. Rob able to confirm that kill immediately, but Chosen Talent up in this fight 2-1. It's going to be up to 2 Gray Shields to clutch it, but Slob on by Rob, not letting that happen easily. Gets that second down onto Octavius, now just has to find one more onto the Ash player for Chosen Talent, and right now it is looking grim. Rob seems to have this one dialed in.
He's gonna have to use this phase tear to get out. She gets one banner, gonna lose another one to a late finish. Oh, he's going for a rat spot. Nope, he's gonna phase tear, fall into the lava. He might get out of this one with the banner, which could be huge for Chosen Talent. He's gonna get followed through. He's just throwing the beams back. Hits the PK shot, wins. He absolutely takes that. Now he might be able to recover all the banners and get everybody back. There's a respawn right on the other side of this if he can catch the zips and make the quick move and hope to not get third-partied. Big PK shots there, Yelk.
Massive PK shots there by Brianna, taking down what was the champion squad. Again, that doesn't matter, but it is nice to hear the champion squad is eliminated anytime you're playing the game of Apex. So I'm sure the rest of the lobby, they've got their ears ringing and they've all got smiles on their faces. Looking over at the map now, it doesn't look like third parties are very close as the zones close in gradually on Thermal Station. Nearly the last time we casted a CGL tournament, Thermal Station, it seemed like every single game was ending there. And how did it get played?
One team's going to play that middle pillar poke for an absolute year, and then just kind of they're going to get pushed out of there because the circle will never close on that, because that's just how Apex is designed. They wouldn't want it to end where everyone else is on low ground. But as I say it, I'm actually watching a team fly right into that position. Who's going to take that? Solo? No, Solo Quebec's down below. Who's up top? I swear I saw somebody flying up top.
It looks like Rollers are on the outskirts there, and then one more team.
All right.
Global Road.
They might have just taken
also a little more outside.
I think they just took low ground there in Solo Quebec. I thought they were going to try to fly in high, but they're just going to take the low ground.
Right now, what I'm
This,
loving is the use of the charge rifle in these games for poke. That is hands down my favorite poke weapon. I mean, it's pretty hard to get less value with the charge rifle than you are with the 30-30 because that is a gun, the 30-30, that I think was just designed to miss.
yeah, that's how I feel too. Very slow bullet speed. Not a great look for me. The circle's getting close, and there's gonna have to be some fights that happen soon here, Yelk. Extra looks like they're on the edge of the circle, and they're getting gated right now by Rollers, but Rollers only has 2 people, so it's gonna be a tough fight for them if they get pushed upon. Same with Dungeons and Dragons, kind of holding in that similar area on the east side of the map.
Yeah, Extra does look like they're pretty confidently changing their bullets.
Yeah, they're walking in right now. Kaiza, kind of walking up here, just crouching, just seeing if he can maybe get a pick off here, walk in, get some free KP on the duo squad. And they're trying to fly out. Oh my god, hits the beam, breaks the shield, not gonna quite knock him out of the sky on that one. Gets a little damage, but they are out of there and displaying why Valk is so very good.
Literally vibing, just very closely making their way into the zone with a couple of healing resources to get back up to full HP. But now it looks like the fights in Thermal Station are going to start popping off. As I go over to spectate NHLS, they're under some fire right now. They've had to bubble to get some healing off, but it doesn't look like Soccer is actually going to pop a battery here and goes down, pays the price.
Yeah.
Now NHLS is again a team without a Gibby, but we do see them actually running the only Watson of the lobby, and they're locked in on a building right now, so it looks like this res should get off.
They're going to get EMP'd, though, which is a good way to push a res. But they're going to try to go up quick. No, Bubble's going to go down, and they're going to look to get a knock here. No one's gone down quite yet. Gibby's looking like he's going to get this bat off, yo.
Yeah, right now it looks like the Crypto's going on the outside, but gets caught there in some gunfire. CJ Smooth getting one down, make it 2 as they take down Soccer for the second time in this fight, but Deliver has gone down for Mystic, so we've got a 2 versus 1 on our hands, and it does not look like the reses are going to come through. Mystic able to get one of those final eliminations, trying to get a shield swap off, but stolen by the Gibraltar.
And they're going to get picked off by an outside team right there. Smooth is going to get the kill. And now literally vibing, doing that slow rotation, picking up their first ounce of KP in this game. Jaren is going to be the man on the clock. We know him very well. And they're looking to pour it in on this and try to steal some more KP for themselves. Scary Fence placing the portal, going in top, going to see if they can kick this door down. So many boxes in the way.
They pop the bubble. I think the boxes are going to give them a very tough time to get in here. Scary Fence gets cracked, almost goes down. Tiny Meep actually gets completely eviscerated, just cracked, and that HP turned to dust. Now Jaren is really the last one left to play with any resources here, and he is the clutch factor for this literally vibing team. Comes in with some big, massive shots, but it's not quite enough to get it down here. Has cracked the Valk, the Crypto cracked as well. Scary Fence able to get the first elimination of this fight, and literally vibing, clutch it out, and they've got the building now.
Jaren walked up that flight of stairs right there, hits 2 huge Mastiff shots, showing why the Mastiff is such a good gun, and then follows it up with a few more. Also, wait, literally vibing also has a Watson, yuck. So not the only Watson was what we saw him play a second ago, because literally vibing just rolled in on this. We're gonna have to check out.
I didn't actually catch 2 Watsons in the pregame, but it looks like there are.
We'll have to keep an eye out on the Watson watch here. See what happens. Anyway, it's got to be some more stuff happening. The circle is closing, and it's going to be getting dire real soon on that east side.
Yeah, for the time being, it looks like Rollers MX are in a great spot, but as this next zone closes, they've got so much open area in front of them. They've got a few crates to play for some natural cover, but it's not going to be very easy here. But back over to literally vibing. Echo Team is creeping up on their real estate. They're right next door, and I'm not sure if there's going to be a gunfight or not here.
You know, if you go to the west side of the map, there's looking to be some jockeying for... Oh, no, they're going to fly out. Never mind. Extra was looking like they were creeping up on a team, but everyone escapes. You know, if you go to the west side of the map, Angry Baboon's also trading shots with Extra. Everything's kind of happening on this west side choke right now.
You keep an eye on that and let me know if anything starts to pop
Dome
off. I'm going to keep my eyes here on literally vibing.
Gibby's low on Angry Baboons. This could force a push now that the bubble is out. It looks like they're just going to fall back and maintain their position. But this choke on the west side, everybody has to rotate in this, like, or at least 2 teams have to rotate in over here. So But yeah, this literally vibing fight looks like it's going to happen between Echo Team with the Gibby ult out from Jaren right now. Echo Team going to be taking shelter inside.
Echo actually is the team that popped that Gibby
What is
ult,
that?
and they use their bubble as well, so they're not going to have many resources from their defensive legend. Literally vibing, choosing to rotate out early here and take the zip.
Echo Team as well. They just
It looks
phase
like they
teared
both
right
have
out.
found their next spot.
Yep. Getting some charge rifles pointed down at Echo Team.
Echo Team is actually coming in right to Roller MX's sightlines, but also is literally vibing, and they've actually hit a crack there on the two members. So this is a gunfight that is going to result in a third party here. Only one team is going to come out on top between these three, and the sky is raining down, literally vibing under a ton of pressure from two different squads. But Jaren, clutch
my
with the
God.
Mastiff again, takes down Terry, hits a 73 there on the Caustic as well. Kusai falls as well. Jaren,
Disgusting.
once again, tearing up these CGL lobbies, trying to find more.
He just hit every Mastiff shot right there. Perfect. Now he's trying to hit the flatline shots. He does enough damage. Can his teammate clutch it up? No, he's going to get taken right down. Rollers MX with one remaining up. Trying to get the bat off onto Mercenary. He's going to do it. Maybe get some banners, but is there even going to be a res beacon? He might just be going to try to get some loot just to get it out of the way. Either way, there's got to be some other tense situations right now. There's
There
going to be
definitely
nothing.
is, Neely. I'm on to Solo Quebec right now, and they've got a Kraber in the hands of Static, but their Caustic has fallen, getting rezzed up right now by the Crypto Taken. And this is one of those teams where if they are running that Crypto Wraith comp, but this final zone is not going to have any buildings in sight. And this is where the Gibby looks awfully strong compared to a composition like this. Got to catch them.
Absolutely. Angry Baboons are also in a really tough position right now. They've been jockeying for this back corner spot. Trading some bullets right now is going to be Rich Como, trying to now get the bat off. Seems like they're in a sort of safe but also open area. Just holding it down, forcing the bubble out now. Gets the scan. I believe that's onto Extra in the corner.
Well,
Sorry,
right now in
Global
the
Rodents.
lobby, sorry to cut you off, Rollers
you're good.
MX is our leader with 6 kills. Angry Baboons has 5. Global Rodents also with 5. And then Extra has a squad wipe to their name, but it does look like Solo Quebec, if you want to hop over to them.
Yeah, I did.
They've got the most tension right now out of anyone, and they're actually lucky. They've got walls on 2 sides and a roof over their heads.
Yeah, I'm specking this Kraber right now, seeing if he's going to come up with anything. He's looking at, oh my god, it's fish in a barrel right now. He misses the shot, though. Had a scan going in his favor, not going to quite find it. They've got a little roof over their head here. I've always said, if you don't have a house, make one, and they're going to do the best they can with this. They got that crypto drone out.
Lines up the headshot. Static drops Kaizu with a perfect Kraber shot there. Has to be careful, though. Has the Volt and the Kraber. It just looks like Static is picking up all the care packages that this game has to offer. Trying to find a little more KP for Quebec right now, and it looks like coming in through the zone, it's going to be a struggle here. One member gets cracked and goes down. That's Kaizu, but kills do get traded up. But right now, it looks like Extra is going to be the losing team in this fight, and
Kraber
Solo
goes down,
Quebec come
too.
out up on top.
They're going to lose the Kraber to the Storm right now, which is very unfortunate for Solo Quebec. They're walking right into another one. North taking a bunch of shots, but the Rampage just can't keep up with the damage it needed to. Now, they're kind of trying to get a Phoenix off onto Talkin. It's not looking too hot for him. He's probably just going to get pushed up on, unless they can't even do it. Looks like he's just going to survive. Valk going over to take a peek at him, though, from Rollers MX. Taking those hipfire shots, going to just get this free KP. Hits the PK. Goodbye. Now, 3 squads left. Yeah, Rollers RX, Global Rodents. Who else we got? Angry Baboons.
That last team, but they look like they're going to be squeezed out right here. Have to get this bubble res off, as Rich Como does go down early in this fight, and getting that heal off is going to be very tricky here, as Caustic Barrels are just getting chucked in, and on Rollers MX, they are eyeing this bubble up, trying to throw Arc Stars in. They've
Mercenary
got
wants
ultimates
it.
to burn.
Mercenary hitting a nice beam onto the... and all of them. Everybody just gets a knock right there. Mercenary lighting up the kill feed with 2 right there. Just trying to play his time. Only 2 squads left here. Yeah, Rollers MX looks like they've got a lot of health to work with, and they're just walking up, taking angles. Valk on this far left angle, and the 2 tanks on the far right holding down this rock.
It is Rollers MX versus Global Rodents right now, and the kill leader on the side of Rollers MX is going to be Mercenary, who has just been ruthless in this game so far. Now jetpacking up to those crates, trying to get those last 2 kills confirmed. The bubble comes out in the nick of time. Mercenary plays this one safe for now. Great peek to get that PK shot off there on the script. Trying to find the last eliminations in this game, and just like that, Rollers MX, your champions for map number 1.
Absolutely well played by them the whole time. I think they jockeyed for that back corner position a few times, took it from the two teams that actually kind of owned it. Well done by them all the way around. And they're playing probably one of the most meta combos. They're probably playing one of the
Yeah,
most meta combos here.
we've
I know we
seen this
didn't
a
really
lot
talk.
before.
As I said, we didn't really talk about it because we were talking a little outside the box. But adding the two tanks with the Valkyrie is a huge combo because you can fly in, throw barrels down. You own that roam now. That's your spot, yours, and then you can put a dome down if you fly into anything unruly.
Yeah, and it's not like that solo Quebec composition that has the Crypto, the Wraith, and the Caustic, where if the final zone doesn't close near some buildings or near some area where you can hold down with the Caustic, well, that composition with the Caustic and the Gib does not have that weakness. It doesn't care if it's indoors or outside. They've got a tanking presence, and they can take that space very efficiently with those cooldowns.
Absolutely.
So after map number 1, folks, we're going to be cutting to a short little break here before we get these teams back in for map number 2. And again, obviously stick around as we're going to get you that leaderboard following map number 1 right after this. All right, chat, welcome back. We're going to have map number 2 underway shortly for our April major for the Console Gaming League Apex Legends tournament run that we're on. And if you're just joining us, this one is sponsored by Padia, which is a tournament platform. It's in its beta phase right now, but on their portal, they've got a design tournament feature that's accessible for all levels of tournaments. So whether you're a Masters gamer, like a gaming warlord like we've got out on stage tonight, or you're someone new to the esports scene, Padia is a great place to get involved for the first time as you try to edge into that esports scene. That is padiagaming.com. But Neely, map number 1 just finished up here. We've actually got our leaderboard. So of course, Rollers MX, they won that last round. They came away with 18 kills and 12 placement points, putting them at a whopping 30 points after map number 1. Second place is Global Rodents. They're sitting at 15 points, eating up 9 placement points and getting 6 kills along the way. And then who else looked good to you in that round?
Well, I thought Solo Quebec looked pretty good, obviously only coming in with 9 points, but that's just kind of showing how good it is to get first because you get those 12 points, bang, right on the top. Obviously, Rollers MX also came in with a whopping 18 kill points, which is always pretty crazy when you come in with almost a third of the lobby to your name that you killed. So other than that, I mean, it's kind of hard to get a good read on who was really good after only one game, but literally vibing, we know them and we know that they're probably going to be coming to play, assuming they don't get wiped out too early.
Yeah, they definitely will be coming to play. They've got a little bit of a different roster this time around. Jaren's playing with a homie and also his girlfriend, so they don't have the stacked esports ready roster that they've ran in CGL tournaments past, but like we saw in game number 1, they clearly came to play. And now we've got our kill leaders up on the board here for you. So obviously Mercenary, the Valkyrie player for Rollers MX, dominated that last lobby, coming up with 9 kills, the only player in the lobby to break that 2k damage threshold, had 7 assists along the way, followed by Kusai, Terry with the 3rd place amount of kills. It looked like a couple of players had 2 or 3 kills in that one, but not a lot of big names jumping out to start here. Mercenary, of course, getting that 6, but Neely, if you remember the first time we casted these CGL tournaments, there were some teams like Team United way back in the day.
Oh,
they
boy.
would get 28 kills in just one map, but it doesn't look like the competition is that far spread. It looks like a lot of these teams are much closer, at least in rank than in skill.
Well, now, I mean, assuming I understood it correctly, there's different tiers. And so if this is like a tier 2 event and there's tier 3 events, it allows a way to separate a player base. Not that anyone could go in between either of those player bases, but I think the more divisions you get, the better the competition's going to be, for especially at an amateur level like this, even though this is kind of edging on that pro level with how these teams play. I mean, Jaren is one of those guys that I always in my head considered a pro player, but maybe I'm wrong there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased.
Definitely a men among boys in most of these CGL lobbies, and able to take on a tournament with just a homie and his girlfriend. I'm sure they're Masters Apex players as well. But
Oh yeah.
he's used to coming into these tournaments with just a roster full of Apex predators who are toward the top of the ladder on consoles. So to bring in a friend and your girlfriend to one of these serious tournaments with a prize pool shows that he's got a lot of confidence even among the best competition.
He's doing what I do when I try to get on like an alt account and I really try to amp it up. Like, ah, guys, I'm good. No, he's taking a new squad and just going, let's get this. I love it. No,
Me too, me too.
taking a new
So looking at
squad
the
and just
legends
going,
here,
let's
we've
get
got our
this.
selection
I love
screen
it.
going up. Are we going to see a lot of teams copy that winning squad? I'm actually seeing quite a few go with the Valkyrie, Gib, and Caustic. So it looks like a couple of copycats finding out what worked in game number 1 for our champion squad here, Rollers MX, Mercenary. Right center frame where he deserves to be after that game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that's great about mirroring a comp like this, especially if it's the team that won, when you have your own caustic, caustics don't get affected by enemy caustic gas. You can just walk in, they break, but it doesn't affect them at all. So it's good to kind of have one guy that isn't affected by one of the enemy team's best defensive options. Now it obviously goes both ways, but kind of when you don't have a caustic, it's like, oh, we just can't really do much to these guys. They're just locked in here. Kind of when you don't have a caustic, it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
caustic is something that I haven't quite cracked in my Apex gameplay. It seems like I may never actually figure that one out. Trying to find out where Rollers land here, and it does look like they'll be dropping down to Thermal Station.
All right, I'm with Rollers MX right now. One of the rollers, not the winning rollers, but they're going to be dropping in Thermal Station because we seem to have a lot of teams that go Thermal State, or have a lot of circles, I should say, that go Thermal Station.
It's not going to be this circle though, and actually that Rollers MX team, they are the goated Rollers squad, Mercenary.
Oh, they are. Okay.
I mean, Mercenary is how I tell it because anytime you are a kill leader in a game, your name is just stuck in my head. But it does look like Circle is not going to be pulling toward Thermal Station this time, so we actually have to see them cover some ground on World's Edge for the first time. They got a very comfortable game for game number 1, but that is not going to be the case for game number 2. We've actually got a skirmish right now, NHLS versus Darkside Gaming, trading some shots up here toward the left of Countdown, just above the lava fissure, and it looks like both of these teams just trying to bunker up and not actually have any casualties be claimed for the first fight.
Big fight going on right now in Lava Siphon. I think a knock has been traded. Onyx Ravens all up right now, hitting some shots. Just trying to see what's actually happening because a team has a bang, which means I'm not allowed to see anything.
Yeah, it is actually Onyx Ravens. They've gotten one down so far onto the Bangalore, which is Kaizu for extra. And Kaizu is actually a returning player from the last time we casted and was a stud on Bangalore, playing a very niche legend for the entire tournament. Playing it here, but it looks like extra.
Shadowcat's going in right now, trying to get rid of this bubble. He hit some great wingman shots. The PK going to take him down. Possibly the Mastiff was the Mastiff, and right before that, he hit a ton of headshots on a guy. I don't know what, a snow machine, a dump truck. I don't know what that thing is, but Shadowcat showing the wingman is good, as everyone knows. Some people even calling for nerfs to that gun. I don't agree because I'm terrible, but either way, hitting some big headshots with that gun, just sweeping a team up. Seeming like they're trying to chase.
Sorry, they are trying to chase. It wasn't quite a squad wipe for Onyx Ravens. There's one member left on extra, and that is ZY White. Just trying to run as far and fast as they can away from Onyx Ravens, who are in pursuit. And it looks like they really want this kill. They're going after it right now, but it looks like Goner is turning around here as the Bloodhound, not choosing to push into some buildings that could get a little sketchy, because if you're going after one last kill and that last remaining member is able to get some cracks, you never know if there is actually a third party lurking, and that could turn one potential KP into your team's demise.
Kind of see where these teams are going to get smushed up here, and if you go to the northwest part of the map, I see 3 teams, and it's looking like NHLS wants to push. Let's see, Darkside Gaming. It's seeming to be kind of how it's going to go here. Riding with NHLS for just a second, but they're going to opt to stop at this building. Another Watson team, Wyatt, holding it down on the Watson.
Yeah, I like the positioning of man, dyslexia with the 4-letter teams. I feel you, Neely. I feel you. They're actually trying to get a crack in here, and they actually get the first down of the fight onto Itachi, but it doesn't look like this one's going to be so easy. Darkside able to pop the bubble and get that res off.
Going for it. Oh, and everyone just flying around doing the thing that She does. Oh, hits the 116, but not going to get the knock onto the opposing Valkyrie. Unlucky. Were they able to slightly recover with the Watson? No, not at all. Darkside Gaming coming away with just a couple bits of HP, finishing everybody off and taking this loot. Looks like they're a little bad blood. What are they doing here? Are they just shooting?
I don't know what is going on there, but it looks like a little bit of fun. Just couple rascals there. There's actually a team lurking right now. It's Team Echo. And they know that there's a lot of strange stuff happening over there with Darkside Gaming after they finished off that fight. And Echo sees that the circle is far away. This team is going to have to push through them, and they don't want to make that easy.
Yeah, they got a good, they're kitted up themselves. They got that gold armor onto the Valkyrie, the character that you want to have. You always give that to your highest mobility character because they're going to take the most angles and potentially take the most damage. Now they're getting flown over right now. The script is going to get flipped. And this is what Valkyrie does to you right here. You're like, oh, we're going to hold them out of zone. They're like, nah, we're just going to go past you. Goodbye. And you're like, okay, time to walk in.
Yeah,
lots of circles here.
They have a first-class ticket to away from them.
Yeah.
All right, we've got actually nearly a couple of zone scans here, so this one pulling between Geyser and Lava Siphon for now, but there are a cluster of teams right now, just in
Lava
the
Siphon
center. And it looks like ATF is one of them.
That's who
I've hopped on with.
They're going in, yeah. I'll try to get on the other team here.
Angry Baboons is going to be that other team.
Yeah, I'm holding on with them. The Rich Coma going to be using the Bloodhound all going to have scans online constantly here. Unlucky.
ATF actually running a Seer. I think they are the only team running the Seer so far in this lobby. Seer Ash Caustic, not a composition you see a lot in these games, but they're being very aggressive with it here. Popping that Seer ultimate, trying to get as much intel as they can, and right now, it's gonna be Murcielago coming in, getting that first down of the fight, but it looks like ATF not able to chase down the following kills very quickly. They've got 2 so far, but Angry Baboons, this is a team that came in 3rd on our last game, and right now, they're looking to be worse for wear. I'm pretty sure they're eliminated.
They're gone. I was specking it. He's out of here. He tried to run away, went for a shield swap. It was empty, and he was very disappointed with himself. But it looks like they're rolled up. Onyx Ravens is now rolled up onto this, trying to take some shots, because that's who actually eliminated them, now that I realize. Donner getting destroyed. He's just holding that Mastiff down with that vision up. Shadowcat getting a couple knocks himself, and I missed all of it. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, just like that. ATF gets obliterated by Onyx Ravens with a perfectly timed third party. And now on the outside, as all the action seems to be happening here, Chosen Talent is taking aim at Onyx Ravens, but they haven't actually traded shots yet.
No, you're correct. But either way, I'm just trying to get a layout of this map here. There's a lot of teams from the west that are in circle trying to rotate in. It could get dicey. But either way, I'm just trying to get Giboober, Luber might get landed on? No, probably not. Trying to predict here. Not the best at it. No, they are getting landed on Yelk.
Yeah, Outlaw Esports coming in hot. They're furious right now, nearly just trying to get after this team just outside of the zone. And Giboober Luber looking worse for wear right now. It looked like a Void Mage was down an Evo shield, but able to find the blue just on the ground nearby, which is very clutch for them, as Outlaw Esports just waiting in the wings, trying to hold this team inside this real estate. And
Valk's in a primo position, hitting beams straight down from this high ground. Only a Valk can get up here, and it's a great way to keep them back from the rest of her 2 tanks. Just still maintaining this position, sitting in zone, healing up as she goes, and everyone else seems to be pinned down. Giboober Luber looking to push in, throwing some caustic traps down, and maybe get some space here.
Yeah, they do actually have the Valk of their own. Catalyst on the outside here, the only one able to get some good shots in on this Crow's Nest perch, and right now they're actually lacing with the R301. They've got this gun kitted up with the 2 times, and they are the king of this fight, but now jumping down to support the team in their own Gibraltar bubble. And this one is getting dicey here, not choosing to actually pop the Valkyrie ult and get out of dodge. It looks like this fight will actually be taken.
Yeah, Giboober Luber actually lost their Gibby for a second, went down to the zone. Now Valk's down, getting hunted down and finished rather quickly. Now with no way out, the 2 tanks are on low ground, and it's not looking good for them. They're low, even though it looked as if they're in the driver's seat. No longer are. Gibby ult is out, and everyone's still in the zone here, just trying to hang on for dear life.
Yeah, Giboober Luber coming in now, and like you said, they've got both of those tank legends back, and a Void Mage popping that Caustic Alt, just trying to gas him out here, and they're able to break that Gibraltar shield on the opposing side. Outlawed Esports now looking very grim, and they will be eliminated. Gaboober Loober, fun team name. They get landed on. They try to get ousted from this game, but they actually recover very well. They've gotten their beacon for Clever Fox, and they could recover from this fully.
Burke, I gotta ask, how am I magically spectating the opposite person that's doing damage almost every time? It feels like I'm like, oh, they're hurt, they're gonna run away. Go to the guy that's gonna shoot. Wrong, incorrect. But either way, there's a ton happening on this east side of the map now. In these tunnels, it looks like there's gonna have to be some kind of an altercation coming up soon here, even though there's some good buildings getting held down. I said altercation, now I'm realizing everyone's got Caustic, no one wants to mess with that. They're just locking it in for late game.
Doesn't seem like these teams are going to move very much here. It's Global Rodents, who I'm spectating right now, and they're squared off with Solo Quebec, but in the tunnels, like you said, literally vibing is just waiting for this fight to happen, and they would love to come in at the buzzer for some easy KP, but I don't think either of these buildings are going to be exited anytime soon, but it sure is tense. Ooh, one flank happening for Solo Quebec as they take an off angle here. It's going to be Static, who actually had the second most damage in game number 1, but only found 2 KP with about 1,700 damage. Was the player for Solo Quebec that had the Kraber and the Volt in their hands, so I'm sure that helped with the damage, but it looks pretty interesting here, and literally vibing. They're actually coming out of the tunnels, and they're in the fray now on the backside of Geyser. Neely, what happened? Did I lose you? Are you still here?
You did lose me. Sorry, that was I sneezed and I forgot to unmute it.
That happens to the best of us, man. God bless your allergies.
You did lose me. Yeah, it happens. They're coming. Yeah, everything's just locking in here. It's hard to say. There's a lot of space right now, and it looks like there's going to be a decent amount of areas on this west side for teams to get in, and the north side. Maybe a bit of an altercation is going to arise on this southwest side, because teams are going to have to smash in, and teams should be gating this. It looks like Chosen Talent might be gating a team out right now. Dark side should be running right into them. If I have that correct.
Yeah, there's a couple of gatekeepers over there, and you do have that correct. Darkside Gaming in a little bit of a skirmish here, just trying to squeeze out one of these teams on the rim, and it is Chosen Talent, and this fight might actually happen. I would have to bet that it does, because Chosen Talent are not in the best spot, and I think Darkside is going on some flanks here to actually get the damage in.
Yeah, I'm with Chosen Talent. Just kind of hunker down on this rock, maybe trying to get not noticed. I don't know if they have been noticed yet, and they don't have a Valk, but they do have Phase Tear, which is really good for taking a team from point A to point B instantaneously. And Phase Tear ends so quickly, it's hard to follow a lot of the time.
You might want to hop over to Onyx Ravens here as they are coming in, getting downs on the dark side here. Donner, the Bloodhound, popping the ultimate, getting that slight speed boost, and it is enough to chase down the first elimination of this fight. That'll surely get cleaned up here as the team completely ditches. Oh boy.
Oh, unlucky for him. But do they know that there's going to be this team sitting behind around Chosen Talent, not opting to do anything, but they could get scanned at any moment here. And if I go up, Boober Luber's in another fight, it seems like. They're throwing down caustic barrels and they're holding this building down. I could have just been... Maybe I'm incorrect. No, I'm right.
They're definitely getting shot at.
They're definitely getting shot at, locking it down. Looks like they're on the outside of the doors, throwing some arc stars down. They're just going to be...
Echo that is just trying to find their way into this building, and right now they're not having the easiest time doing it. There is caustic traps covering every single entrance, but Echo, they're hungry for this KP. They haven't found much tonight, and with the bubble down, and it's Ranger coming in the back flank, but going down early here. That is just 3 members inside that bubble, and Gaboober Luber, not an easy team to push, finding the second down of this fight onto Elite. Avoid Mage with both of them so far, and looking strong.
Void Mage looking good with that R99.
This is a hectic part of the map, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just going to have to lock it in here. Me getting bothered by everyone and their mother, including mine.
They actually just got that final elimination onto Echo, so Echo was actually one of those teams that was seemingly hunting after Gaboober Luber this entire time. They were always near them in the map, and twice now, Gaboober Luber has been the team that...
Onyx Ravens in on it. They're on a rock right now. There's 3 people. I think they just went in and finished that whole squad. I just looked at 3 people, and then they were gone. All right, that was fast.
That would be Solo Quebec getting that elimination.
Getting elimed, you mean?
No, they got the Elims in that fight. Are you in Geyser? Is that where you're at?
I was on Onyx Ravens walking in on a team.
Oh, jeez. And Onyx is out now.
On wait,
Let me check.
wait a second. Good
They're
lord.
not out.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they killed the team. Anyway, keeping it together.
At the same
Everything's
time,
fine.
Solo Quebec also got some kills, so it looks like this game is starting to pop
Mystic-
off, and the zone is still pretty big.
Mystic Esports is flying in right now, and they're trying to find any ounce of real estate. I think they know that every building is locked in, and they just kind of chose to pick this little high ground, which isn't bad for them, honestly. And everyone else is just going to be...
You've got the cliff behind you to keep you safe. You know no one's going to
Yeah.
come from there just
Yeah.
surprise you, but there are some angles that teams can take around this high ground and not a ton of natural cover to play for Mystic.
Uber looks like they're getting gated a little bit here, but they don't have to move there. They're in a good spot. Onyx Raven shooting back at them. Little R301 from the Bloodhound, who they opted to give the gold shield. But this is going to be a slow circle here. Like, even though it's really small, these teams on the outside are the real stars, I feel like, that we're going to actually get to see. Because everyone inside is just sitting inside. They're going to be trying to steal KP out those windows. And other than that, they're just going to be hanging on for dear life. And these teams on the outside are going to be trying to find their space, probably under the buildings and around the buildings with their own caustic traps and whatnot.
Still, we've got this tension in Geyser between Liberty
Chosen talent
Vibings,
in it.
Solo Quebec, and who is this last team? I think it's Gaboober Luber now coming into the fray in Geyser, but this last team, yeah, Global Rodents. They've been pretty much in these buildings this entire time, and it seems like tension is mounting. The building that the zone has chosen...
Onyx Ray, I gotta cut you off. Onyx Raven seems to be rolling up on a team right now, and I think they're gonna finish them off in this thing right here. Wingman shots going out, but they're just running into that caustic and just starting to struggle. I think a few shots from an alternate team, or maybe they're spread out, which could be good enough for Onyx Ravens. They're just trying to hang on right now, but they know that there's a low enemy inside of this truck right here, and I think they're going to opt to push back now because Circle's coming, and they don't want to mess with that. Running into another team. They didn't want this at all, Yelk, but now they're going to try to feast on him. Hitting 60 is going to be Goner with the R301, and now they're just going to hold on to this corner, and they're just going to get shelled right now. Onyx Ravens in a tough spot right now. Just teams on both sides.
Yeah, Onyx Ravens, like you were saying, they pushed into that truck. They did find an elimination in there. Goner was able to Mastiff one down, and that was a squad wipe. But now, like you said, in a tough spot, using the bubble, getting out of dodge,
Right
using
there.
the Valkalt as well, but almost a couple of cracks. And Onyx, they're able to get out of danger, but it looked dangerous the entire way.
And that right there is exactly why that combo is just so good. But they're going to get chased down really quick. Gaboober Luber picking up free KP. They weren't able to get very far, it seems like. And there's not like there was very far to go. All the buildings locked in. You had to pick a spot, and they're going to lose Shadowcat right there. More KP for Gaboober Luber. They seem to be kind of showing that they're going to be one of the top teams going into this last game. Not locking in to those buildings and showing that you can get KP on the outside. Mystic Esports trading some shots. It's going to be a lot to keep on with, Burke. Just do your best to stay together, I guess. But
Yeah, man, right now I'm just trying to look at the leaderboard, and it is Gaboober Luber up top right now with 9 kills to their name. Onyx Ravens has 12, but they are no longer in this one, and Gaboober Luber get another down here. They're in a tough team fight against Onyx Ravens, and it is not looking good for the Ravens. Goner's the last one standing. The Bloodhound with the gold shield, able to get some healing off, but still looking very difficult, just trying to find any safe spot, and it doesn't look like there's any for Goner, just playing with a sliver of HP, trying to keep himself from being a Goner, but eventually just relentlessly chased down, and that'll be the end of him.
yeah, it's going to be tough. Gaboober Luber's still alive here. They have now gone from the outside and taken an inside location. And when I was kind of specking on my own while you were watching that, because I couldn't quite locate it, was a few teams on the outside just started getting hosed by those windows, just by teams that were safe, and there was nothing that they could do to get away. So Lookback just scouting around with the crypto drone, figuring out where absolutely everybody is. And the hardest rotation is going to be for rollers, just regular rollers. It's only 2 of them. And they're one of the few teams on the outside without a building to their name. 4 squads left and remaining. All of them with 3 except for rollers. And they're just going to be trying to sneak out as much as they can. They do have KP for themselves, though.
Yeah, the 3 squads left are, like we've been saying so much in this map, Gaboober Luber coming out so far. They've got 11 KP, which isn't the most. It is Onyx Ravens that has the most KP, but they are eliminated The last 3 teams remaining, other than Gaboober Loober, are going to be Global Rodents, Rollers, like you said, the Duo Q, and then Solo Quebec, which have just been in Geyser, it seems like, this entire time. And it doesn't seem like they're going to be going anywhere soon, but they haven't been in too much action.
Yeah, it's kind of... Ooh, some beams coming out from Solo Quebec. I think everyone's just going to be getting a lot of damage here. Everyone's going to be shooting, and no one's really going to have to rotate too much. Gaboober Loober might have the biggest rotation of them all because their building's about to get shut out. Huge shots from Avoided Mage. Once again, Clever Fox is going to be the one to actually get the knock for them on the Valkyrie.
Rollers trying to keep their remaining member alive. Cryptic just running for their life here. The Bangalore player, but steps out of the zone, and that'll be enough. Gunned down there. Global Rodents getting some KP with that squad wipe, and now we are down to 3 Global Rodents, Gaboober Loober, and the remaining team in Geyser, Solo Quebec, who have just locked down this building, and the zone is favoring them right now. It looks like they won't be getting pushed, and they could actually be the team that chooses to third party on this final fight.
Absolutely. And I think we're 92% to EMP too for Solo Quebec, which is a great final zone ultimate. Even though it will stun your teammates, it won't take their shields off, and it could make for a great last second push for them. Just can't let that drone get killed right now. Alright, I think we're just going to be doing a waiting game.
A little bit of resupply here, some calm before the final storm. And it looks like Clever Fox, the kill leader in this game, rocking 1,700 damage with 6 kills, 1 assist. Avoid Mage, though, we've been saying their name a lot, the Caustic, for this Gaboober Loober team. And I'm just having a blast saying their team name, but they're studs right now in this lobby, really climbing back on the leaderboards, which is what they needed after round number 1. But now it looks like Solo Quebec pushing in, and they want some KP here. And it looks like they've gotten some cracks, but they're not looking too good on their Evo Shield. Static playing very low, have to get this bat off quickly, and right now, this team's hanging on the outside. Global Rodents up on this high ground, trying to thwart off Gaboober Loober from coming in and getting some real estate, but it will be Global Rodents playing the outside of this zone, and they've got to find a way in quick as it starts to close here. Script playing this high ground, letting it close slowly behind him, getting some damage in as well, has 3 kills to their name, and right now, Solo Quebec, the calmest team, the only one with a building around them.
Only one with a building. Everyone else is going to get shut out in just a moment. Well, Gaboober Loober is still kind of hanging on to theirs as well. But man, this is getting stressful. Looks like we got a team just sitting on this red box right here. Not the best to cover, especially if it gets closed down on, which it's not quite going to.
Almost looked like we were going to have an EMP come out there from Solo Quebec, but looked like the drone just not quite finding what it's looking for, trying to stay alive here toward the top of the zone at very low health and having to get recalled there by Taken, not choosing to pop that EMP just yet. It looks like they'll hang on to it for the final fight, and right now they're poking out of this doorway. They know there's a team right above them, and that is Gaboober Loober. They are not going to make this easy. Sorry, it's Global Rodents right above Solo Quebec to give you the lay of the land.
Yeah, and Gaboober Loober using their ultimate, it seems, now using the dome. They're going to get EMP, which takes the dome away. Now it's going to be really tough. Avoided Mage is going to be using that ultimate. And now there's just a swarm of people going through this portal. So much damage for Avoided Mage. Can he get a knock? It looks like there's going to finally be one. And now it's just very confusing. And Gaboober Loober going to be taking it down. Avoided Mage, the leading at the charge on that one? I don't know.
I like the call there, and it's all very confusing. But in the end, is Gaboober Loober with 16 kills and the first place finish. That is going to get them a ton of points up on the leaderboard, which is exactly what they were hoping to get. I believe that is 28 points in round number 2 for them. Solo Quebec, they've got only 2 KP, but a second place finish will give them 11 points for the round. Global Rodents stepping their game up with 4 kills, placing in 3rd. So a lot of these teams clawing their way back, as it looked like Rollers MX, the team that won round number 1 handily, they were out early. So this leaderboard just got a lot closer, Neely.
Yeah, everything kind of got diced up. I kind of can't wait to see the update that we're going to get after the break here in a moment. But just to talk about that ending, I couldn't tell what was happening, and I was very confused, mostly because I think I saw 6 people standing in one spot because of one Wraith portal. Everyone just kept popping out of it while Avoided Mage kept shooting hip fire.
Yeah, that's a weird endgame strat at high ranks to kind of keep you safe from zone and bullets, but we actually do have that update early here, and Rollers MX still in first place. They've got 33 total points. Gaboober Luber, they put up 28. They got 0 in map number 1, but they are your second place team after that strong map 2. And Global Rodents in that final fray coming in 3rd, but they've netted 10 kill points and they've got 16 placement points so far. So they're in 3rd place with 26, and the rest of the pack not far behind. Onyx Ravens, a team that did very well but was ousted early. They've got 21 points, and right behind them, Solo Quebec, after that 2nd place finish, are going to find themselves overall in 5th with 20 placement points. Neely, thoughts on map number 2 before we cut to a short break?
Not really much. Just anything can happen in any of these games, and I've always said consistency is key. And we're going to have to see if either of these winning teams can kind of keep some of that consistency up and get another top 5 finish with some KP here.
Well, chat, we'll see as it gets even more interesting after map number 2. Stick around for map number 3. All right, welcome back, chat. After that short break, it is time again for the CGL April Major for Apex Legends. I'm Berkeley Stevens, joined by my good buddy Cam Comerford, otherwise known as Neely Casts for this one. And we have just finished up map 2, where we still have the same leader on the boards, and that is Rollers NX. Despite getting eliminated very early in game number 2, their game number 1 was such a setup map for them. They're still ahead by 5 points, but Gaboober Luber and Global Rodents have climbed their way onto the podium after game number 2 with some stellar performances. And Neely, who else really kind of stepped up their game after game number 2?
Onyx Ravens, I mean, just from looking at this, you can just see who would have stepped up, but just teams that we were calling out a lot would have been Onyx Ravens, Solo Q, kind of stand. We're always going to talk highly of them because I think we've seen them in every tournament we've ever casted, and this is probably one of the best they've been doing. Literally vibing, going out early once again, but still in that top 10 spot. You never know, maybe Jaren's going to come hunting, but trying to see here who else really popped off. Honestly, Onyx Ravens kind of quietly doing stuff. To me, it seems like they could easily be a team that jumps into that top 3, no questions.
Yeah, I mean, if they had the placement points that last game, they were the kill leaders, so it really is just placement points being so important, and that is why Solo Quebec is even in the top 5. They're a team that just has the game sense to always seemingly get them to that end game, secure those easier points, but they're not one of the more aggressive teams, and we've seen them in so many CGL tournaments, like you were saying, and if they ever want to find their way in a top spot, like at that 1st or 2nd place, they've got to make some more boom or bust plays and come away with them. I know it's a toss-up. You don't want to get eliminated early, but you do need to find KP earlier if you want to climb up the leaderboards once you crack that top 5. Placement only gets you so far.
Placement does only get you so far. It is very important, but the teams that always shine and come through are the ones that are able to find that KP, but you still got to get top 5. If you don't get top 5, you basically don't get anything. A lot of those points just kind of, they help, but you need the 2 sets of points combined from that top 5 and maybe 5 kills. Just combine those, and now you're kind of moving up by 10 at a time at the very least. You got to make it as far as you can. So it's hard to say a lot of people get a lot of points and you'll do well, because it's just not true. And it's risky and puts you in a lot of situations where you might not get kills and knocks you right out. Consistency is always key, and Solo Quebec is one of those teams that shoots to be one of the most consistent teams.
Yeah, consistency is the name of their game. And I mean, they've been around the esports scene a long time. And if you're watching this, if you're one of those 60 or so people watching live on Twitch, or you're watching this later on Twitch or on YouTube, wherever it ends up, if you want to get into the esports scene, well, our sponsor can actually help you do that. Padia Gaming will actually get you there.
What about Padia Gaming?
Oh, well, they're actually, Neely, I'm glad you asked, okay? They're a woman-led company building an inclusive gaming community to empower gamers to safely connect, learn, and play. And I say learn and play because you can enter at the base level if you're really not just a gaming warlord like we've got tonight, or you can grind it out with the best of them. If you're a top-tier player, they've got tournaments there for you again. You can grind it out with
That's good to know. It's good to know. Just as us kinds of people who found our way into the, even just how we got here, you kind of find your way through different avenues. So it's always nice to see platforms opening up new avenues for gamers to kind of do what they love doing. Platforms opening up new avenues.
Neely, are you seeing what I'm seeing right now in this Apex game?
We're on Storm Point.
Seeing right now in this Apex game? We are on Storm Point.
Is everyone down? Are we?
Are we supposed to be on Stormpoint? I don't think we're supposed to be on Stormpoint. I'm watching Mystic Esports right now, just like, I think we'll stay on the dropship, you guys.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
I mean, teams are leaving the ship. I mean, it seems like they've actually got some destinations out there, but
that's where I'm at.
golly,
Yeah.
this is not what I was expecting.
All right, Burke, are you ready for me to call everything north, south, east, and west? I've kind of done that anyway, but I don't know any of the names to these things for casting purposes. So here we go.
Here you go.
Here.
Yeah, I mean, teams very spread out, and it looks like teams are just kind of dropping where they're used to on World's Edge, and we actually don't have a ton of teams clashing right away. Actually, on the very south side of the map, Team Extra, they're in a battle with Onyx Ravens, who chase kills very aggressively, and it looks like they're going to get 2 here. Even without guns in their hands, they're able to take down Extra.
Wowzers. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to get.
For you. Hope you were sitting on it, because World's Edge, these teams might have to deal. Still waiting on the word if we're actually going through with this map or not. But right now,
L4 disappear.
Onyx Ravens has points right now. I think they're the only team right now that wants to play this, and I think they'll happily take it.
They will happily take it, but they'll happily take whatever we give them. So either way, I guess we just got to stay on with this and do our best. Honestly, I think this is, if we were to talk about like maps that are okay to play at this level, I think this ends up being one of them, because it's a big map. I hate it in pubs because everyone drops to one spot, everyone dies, you know? But for a game like this, when you need that space for the game to kind of work itself out, this kind of lends its hand to it perfectly. But for a game like this, when you need that space...
Yeah, I mean, even though it's not what we were expecting, tournament organizer L4 says, of course we're going to keep playing this, otherwise they wouldn't have picked it. So this was part of the plan. This was picked. I hope the teams knew that, because it looks like there are some clusters in these drops right now. I'm over on the east side of Stormpoint on Launchpad in Gaboober Loober. They're squared off right now against Mystic Esports, who was that team that was like, yeah, we'll stay in the dropship. But right now, they're squaring off against one of the deadliest teams from the last map.
Absolutely. Just trying to... Hang on, man, I am so disoriented being on this map. It's hilarious. Absolutely. Like, I've played it plenty of times, but it is funny to actually watch a high-level game get played here. Gaboober Loober on this nice high ground here. With some poke guns, a triple take beefed up right now for Clever Fox.
Clever Fox, the kill leader from that last game. Again, one of the only players to do more than 2k damage in a game so far. And I kind of just want to hop over and see what's
Wait, they just tore in. They're in.
Really?
Loober's in.
Oh boy.
Tore it in. The bubble's down. Corky's looking around. There's someone on the zip. They're cracking that shit. The door's gonna get shut on him. They're hanging on here. They want this. They're getting climbed up on. They're getting climbed down into. Corky getting a finish right there, getting the knock. Just holding that arm shield up, trying to see if he can clean everybody up. All the shots going through on this gun here. Oh my goodness, now the chase is going to ensue. And it looks pretty good for Gaboober Loober as it stands right now. The clean sweep onto Mystic Esports. I like that little update. It tells you who gets eliminated. Took me now to notice that. Also,
yeah, it tells you who gets eliminated and actually who gets cracked on the other team, but it only says the name of the legend for who gets cracked.
Yeah. That's funny. I almost missed that, and then I was like, that's a phase tear.
So our tournament organizer was actually just saying that it is this map and World's Edge because they're the two maps being played in pro leagues right now. So we actually got a little bit of a taste of that map diversity here in CGL, and this was part of the plan. Teams did know this map was in the rotation, so we were left out of the loop there. But hey, that's just a little surprise for us, a little Easter egg casting.
That's pretty funny. Anyway, as the circle is going to kind of rotate in, it's going to go far west here. Teams already finding their position with this scan. Looks like at the north side, there's a lot of congestion. Maybe some poking going on. Rollers, MX. It's kind of in the mix. I'm trying to figure out who they're poking around with. It looks like Echo. It's going to be who they're looking at. Another 30-30 online for them.
Sorry to cut you off. You may want to hop over with Chosen Talent and Solo Quebec. Chosen Talent running a Bloodhound and an Ash. They've gotten Solo Quebec scanned. Solo Quebec is actually on the run right now. And also Chosen Talent, one of the many teams here on Stormpoint running an Ash. What does an Ash do on this map that makes her such a more popular pick compared to World's Edge?
Well, Burke, I'm just going to have to straight up guess. But my guess is that Phase Tear is a good ultimate. and there's lots of little high grounds you can get to, and you're taking your whole team up and down from places like that is always very, very powerful. And I would assume it's probably just a little better than like World's Edge. I don't want to call World's Edge a flat map, but this map is by no means flat. There's lots of hills, lots of mountains, and lots of steep cliffs you kind of have to get up sometimes. So back to the north side of the map, it seems like it's going on right now. Rollers MX is on a hard push. They're even getting a little help from a Prowler right now that's on the pursuit of this team. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just them shooting at Prowlers. God, I'm not used to this. Oh my
I'm
God,
still sticking along with Chosen Talent.
Do that.
Outlaw
Don't
Esports
listen to
is
me.
squaring off with them right now. It looks like Outlaws is pushing into this building here, and Chosen Talent are worse for wear as Catalyst gets a massive PK shot for over 80 damage onto Google My Smooth. That is going to collect the first down of this fight. Make it 2 as Catalyst rolling in with the Peacekeeper. Gets the second down, and now just has to find one more here into the bubble. Hits that for 42 onto the Bloodhound, and no longer for this world as Not Zerk finishes with Fabius Outlaw.
For the third party coming in quick on Outlaw Esports. The Gibby's going to go down really quick. Mental Catalyst just going to have to use that PK one more time here, Yelk. He loses all his shields. Maybe he can get a shield swap. Hits a nice 52 onto the Valve. 41, can he get the knock? Going to go for the punch, and it whiffs. Not going to quite get to do what he wanted to do, but Onyx going to now be picking up their own Gibby and hope that they don't get thirded right onto. I'm sure that they will be safe for the time being.
Yeah, Solo Quebec is the team nearest them, and it looks like Onyx Ravens are able to keep them at bay here. There's just so much loot in here. Shield swaps can happen so fast, and once they get these med kits off, you're not going to want to push them with how many purple Evo shields are going to be on this building.
All right, and also apologies for thinking that shooting the map characters was a real fight.
It was a real fight.
The Prowlers were running away. They never run away. I was so
confused. Probably scanned.
Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Got a bit confused as I tend to.
It's okay. Happens to the best of them. Right now, it looks like the zone is pushing over toward the west. There's only 4 teams that are going to be in the next one. So right now, Storm Point is very spread out, but very soon in the next couple of minutes, it's going to be very tight as Storm Point is just known for these chokes that are so tough to pass through.
If you go to your south side of the map, MDP is rotating right into a team right now. And they kind of have to go through this weird gate thing. And there's going to be 2 teams on the other side of that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, going to be one of them. And the other one being Dungeons and Dragons. But as of right now, MDP is just going to have to find a way through this wall. Well, actually, they have the circle, so they're just kind of hang out on this side of the wall for now. Which is going to be good for them because they're going to need their own little house to deal with this little situation I'm looking at right there.
Yeah, pretty tough right now. It looks like all of these teams are in the zone, but they all just found out that they're not going to be in the next one. So it's going to get pretty interesting here. That's probably the tightest grouping of teams that we've got. But I do believe it's going to spread out pretty quickly, as I don't think they're going to take a fight here with so much space between them and the zone. I'm looking for maybe something in the zone to pop off. So much space between them and the zone.
But either way, this is it's kind of slow right now. We got some time. There's some space. I'm just kind of staring the map down right now. We can kind of see these teams. We got some time rotating in, and it actually looks like TDM J is going to be going in on Boober Luber. They're both running at each other right now into this building. They're going to see who can take it first and maybe get a fight going.
Well,
looking like they're going for a scan.
Sorry, you go on.
They didn't even know. They just take this Bloodhound out. Goodbye. Takes him with the Mastiff. 9, not what he's looking for, but now he's going in with the Rampage. Revs up. Not hitting as many shots as he'd like to, but they're going to sweep these up real quick. Luber catching him by surprise. I can already tell you right now, TDMJ is screaming, "No audio! No audio!" Even though there was probably plenty of audio.
They probably are, and everyone will probably see it on Twitter tomorrow if it was no audio, but on the match stats is what I'm just peeking at right now. Luber, of course, running away with it so far. They've got 2 squad wipes amounting 6 kills. And Onyx Ravens, the team that did very well on kills last map, they're actually in second place with 4. And a couple teams that I am surprised to see out. Angry Baboons, they had a very good map, number 1. Outlawed Esports was looking strong. They've got a squad wipe, but they're already eliminated after a third party. And aside from that, maybe Chosen Talent is a team that I'm surprised to see out, but Rollers MX is a team that needs to step up their game. They're in first right now, and they might be comfortable, but that lead is going to sneak away from them if they're not more aggressive this game.
Easy peasy lemon squeeze is going to ease up some congestion in that south side of the map, and they're going to use the Valgall to rotate here. But a team that might be able to hop on that very quickly is Dungeons and Dragons. They're staring at it right now, but they're probably not going to be able to catch up quite as quickly as they would like. But they're going to use the information of where they went and try to avoid them and find their own way into the circle. East side of the map looks like we could have an altercation with Kaboober Looper. Kaboober Looper, they like to get feisty, and they're going to do it right now. The Rampage laying some shots down, doing what it does, but he's not going to find the knock or the crack he was looking for.
And they're actually squared off right now with Team Echo, who they eliminated last round and who are currently missing their Gibraltar. So this is not a team that wants to take a fight with the feisty Kaboober Looper. Kaboober Looper got a couple ultimates they could use to just track down Team Echo, and I'm looking for them to do it as they're so far outside the zone. They could get real thirsty for these kills and make it happen.
And they're gone. Bye.
Valgall. Bummer.
Trying to see if I can zoom in on any fighting. There's always going to be some fighting between Darkside Gaming here and Solo Quebec. Solo Quebec do what they do best. Scanning zone, getting in the circle, finding a house. They're just locked in. And they've been trading bullets with Darkside Gaming for about 5 to 10 minutes already.
And you want to know what? Neither of those teams know that literally vibing is just right next door.
They just took a free building. Wow, there's just a building waiting for them. Rent free. I can't even do that. Lord.
Bangalore, Fuse, and Ash. Look at that composition. Jaren, the homie on Bangalore. And I mean, this guy is just a legend in console gaming league Apex. And I mean, playing the Bangalore is not something I think I've ever seen him play. I've seen him on Mirage. I've seen him on Fuse. Gibraltar,
wait a second. Big fight going on right now. Dungeons and Dragons. Looks like they're trying to get a res right now. There's a lot of people congesting up into this area. Trying to figure out who it is. It's 3 teams. Dungeons and Dragons being one of them. And then I can't get the...
Easy peasy lemon squeezy and Onyx Ravens.
Number 2.
Nearby. Onyx Ravens is the farthest away, but that might be where you actually want to be if you're trying to third party a fight that you think is going to happen. But it looks like right now, in the toughest spot is Dungeon Dragons because, of course, they've got the building, but there's teams on both sides of that would love to take it from them.
Shadowcats gets a crack, but just going to have to shield himself up. They are definitely in the better position. They were very, very close, but then backed off of that fight, and it's looking like Easy Peasy is just going to be running away and just taking their own selves to circle, so maybe that they can gate both of these teams later. But as of right now, it looks like they're trying to go in. Onyx Ravens on this top, looking through these cracks, getting some looks, not quite able to see them. Now the bubble is out. The PK shot's in, and Shadowcat's going to hit one on the Nutty Bear. Gets a frame on him, takes him right down. Now he's back to looking through this crack. Going to switch over. Gibby's going to maybe lay down a nade right now. Puts it down, waits for the Gibby ability to go away. Hits a big shot. Now the PK coming in from Goner. Maybe going to be able to hit some shots here. Just poking and prodding.
Playing with some thread right now. It looks like it's about to give, and they're just gonna be hanging here. The War Wizard able to go on elimination, but Shadowcat steps into a nice PK shot onto Nutty Bear, and now it's just a caustic for Dungeon Dragons. They look like they're on their way out here as Onyx Ravens with some red Evo shields can be very aggressive. Goner almost goes down there, and now stepping in with one PK shell left in the chamber. Shadowcat able to find that elimination.
Absolutely, Shadowcat doing a great job there. That was just they were just circling. I kept switching between player to player because they were just circling and poking and prodding. That was a long fight, and that's something that Caustic can kind of cause. Now going in just to a fight a little beyond that. ATF is down right now. Seeing if I can get to somebody else.
It's ATF and Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy, but Easy Peasy, they're actually up 1 in this fight. Their Valkyrie dipped out and has to get back into the action because right now it's a duel embraced, squaring off along these crates here, trying to find the Elim, but now it's actually getting a little interesting here as a couple more enemies are coming from the flanks and able to get that final elimination, and the squad wipe is embraced. And there's a new kill leader. They're rocking 5 kills playing Bloodhound.
Onyx wants this fight right here. They're rolling up on it, trying to get there as quick as they can before they can truly get a full recovery. Looks like they're not going to be able to do it. They're going to eye up some other fights going on. Now if we go to the north side of this, there has to be a ton of fights. We haven't touched in with a lot of these teams. Rollers MX looking at stuff with the charge rifle right now as a team rotates in, but it looks like they're kind of going to get caught in the middle of a lot of stuff. getting rolled up on right now, actually. Gonna get the knock on the scary fence. Jaren's team, LGV, literally Vive, I don't even know why I try to say their thing. Getting the first elim from them down and out.
Yeah, Rollers, they need some more KP in this one. I mean, they're down toward the bottom of the leaderboard right now, and with 10 squads left, it's time to just amp up that aggression. And talk about aggression, they're able to actually get that elimination onto Jaren as well. So Dawn is literally vibing, and Rollers MX looking like they're finally in a good spot in the lobby again. I want to hop back over now to Onyx Ravens, because they're studs so far. I mean, they're getting a lot of KP, and their problem is they get knocked early. Right now, they're the leaders. They've got 10 KP. As long as they get placement points here, Neely, they should be going way up on the leaderboard.
They just keep getting in these fights. They're pinging. Goner right now is pinging a few different things. Pinging guys on a hill, and there's guys like in this bridge over here trying to just hang on. In the bridge is going to be Gabuberluber, and that is a scary team. The trolls under the bridge. As I say, if you can't have a house, make one. And they've been doing a good job on all maps doing that. They were caught on the outside last game on World's Edge and were able to win. They don't need no home.
Yeah, there's actually 3 teams in this big mill. It's going to be Global, Rodents, Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy, and then the final team, just a duo, that's going to be Rollers. And Rollers right now are looking like they're in a very tough spot. You don't want to be caught in between these 2 teams.
Echo's fighting right now.
Might be joining. Gabuberluber's coming in from the heavens, and there is fighting going on right now. Who is this? Easy Peasy going up against Echo.
Echo is trying to launch pad away. They've lost one already. Now the Valk, maybe seeing if she can throw an arc star. Now they're just going to be on the run at this point. Try to ride with whoever else is in the pursuit.
I don't know. Easy Peasy's got to be careful here. They're chasing these kills aggressively.
Easy Peasy has a Kraber. Oh, the bubble goes down. He's just waiting for someone to misstep right now. He's just staring at him. Takes a shot, gonna miss the Gibby. Just over the shoulder right there from Braced. So much is going to be happening inside of here. Can't roll the Kraber the whole time.
Yeah, this mill is not where I would want to be. Gabuberluber, actually, after getting that one down there, it looks like they're just going to dip. They're going to go to the next building around, and it looks like there's a fight to happen in here. The Gibraltar bubble popped, and Clever Fox and Corky rolling, but Corky gets eviscerated quickly in this fight, and now a huge Arc Star hits, and Gabuberluber, they're looking so damaged. They might actually be done here. Clever Fox has to get a pretty clutch battery off here, as does a Void Mage, and they're able to get that healing. They shouldn't have. A little aggression there would have actually eliminated one of the best teams in this game, but Solo Quebec just playing this building strong. They've got so many shield swaps down, and they are bunkered up, turtling inside this Gibraltar bubble as the team comes in. Gabuberluber trying to make these kills happen, but Solo Quebec making a final stand.
Solo Quebec is so low, and now the Gibby's going to go down to the window peak, flies up. Everybody always forgets about those little window peaks where a Valk can just sit. Just take you out. Now Valk coming in a different door, gets shot for 98 static with a nice beam from the Car SMG, one of the best SMGs going right now. Just holding this staircase with all he can. The Valk trying to trade some shots down low, goes down to 1 HP, and now he's going to have to back off and hopefully get protected by Static. Static doing everything he can to keep everybody out of this building.
There's 3 teams here, Neely. Yeah, Rollers MX are on the outside too. I didn't actually notice it, but it is Gabuberluber, Rollers MX, and Solo Quebec. So these are 3 of the top teams right now fighting for a lot of points on the leaderboards. If 2 of them go out and don't get those crucial placement points, one of them is going to fare incredibly well.
So it was Solo Quebec. Yeah, whatever. They're just all like they're just living. So it's man. So it was
I can't. Solo Quebec, Rollers MX, Gabuberluber.
Gabuberluber. All right. But
Gabuberluber's down and out.
Yeah, sorry, that took too much out of me. Too many long names. Oh, this window peek again with the PK. Mercenaries liking that. Getting some. He's already gotten 1 kill that way. And they're just living in this. They're not even in the house, but they're using it like one.
Oh man, Static goes on a run here as North gets downed by Terry. And it looks like Rollers, they're going to loot quickly here, and I don't actually know if they're going to chase that last elimination.
On with Onyx Ravens. Right now, they have 2 up. Goner is down. They're just living on top of this mill as best they can. Bubble's going to be out now. Everyone's going to be hanging on to that, getting the dome res. So many people in this mill just walking around. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Going to be looking down on this bubble. And now, oh, the huge stun. Now they just got to get the knocks. They're going to start with one Arrestify. Going to get the first one. Erasify?
Man, Onyx Ravens, they've got 2 members downed right now, and again, doing so well in KP, but an early knock here would spoil their round again, and that is what's going to happen as that final elimination gets dealt by Arastify. It looks like easy peasy
Rollers
lemon
is out
squeezy,
now.
finding a lot of KP so far.
Yeah, easy peasy, just taking out 2 squads, but he just kept running and he ran into more bullets right there. Unlucky for Erasify. Gonna be getting taken down, but now a bubble fight's gonna be happening, and Brace is getting a ton of damage. He easily could clutch this right now, but now the bang smoke just creating too much confusion. He's very healthy, he's got a scan online. Now he just can't die to this circle. Shooting down.
Oh, it's a 3v1 here.
Yeah.
Rollers MX should have this one on lock, and it looks like they will. They've got their second map victory of the night, and that one came a lot easier than the first. They needed that at a clutch time after kind of coming up short on map number 2, but on our first Storm Point map, they come away with the victory, and they're going to keep that number 1 spot. All right, Chad, welcome back. 4th and final map. Just waiting. It's in the fridge and we are ready to eat. But before that, we just got to go over the leaderboard pretty quick for you, because you got to know the stakes going into the final map. There's one thing that could happen that would make this so interesting for about 5 teams that are still in the hunt for that first place spot. Right now, that spot is owned by Rollers MX, and they've got 57 points, but right there in the chase is going to be Gaboober Luber, who have been so aggressive, as has Onyx Ravens. That's the podium fill. Gaboober Luber, they've got 38. Onyx Ravens are sitting at 35. And then right behind them, 3 more teams that I would say are in the hunt, Neely. That's Global Road and Solo Quebec, and Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy. And this Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy team, they weren't even here map number 1. Neely, what does that tell you about them?
What that tells me is even though they're at 26, that means if they're able to be out of any of these teams, even though they're the farthest away, they might have the most potential in this lobby to get onto the podium. They could easily slide into 3rd place. They're about 9 points down right now, and that could easily be made up for in KP and a high placement.
And talking about these other 2 teams that aren't quite on the podium but could find themselves there, Solo Quebec, they've been sitting at number 5 this entire time. What do they need to change to find their way onto the top 3?
They gotta find some more KP, Yelk. Like, they really got to get out there. If you look at all the teams surrounding them, they have more KP. Global Rodents only has 1 more KP, but Easy Peasy, who missed a map, has 5 more kills than them right now. So you kind of got to see them get out there and get a little bit hungry. But then on top of that, I always say consistency. And the problem is if they try to go outside of how they play, they are going to lose whatever consistency they already have. So they kind of need to hope that whatever positioning they're able to take finds them a lot of KP. Hopefully a lot of KP comes to them, because sometimes by taking good position, KP will just come to you, and that's why you shouldn't necessarily just ego challenge everybody on the map.
Yeah, and one thing consistency will get you is on the doorstep of a podium, or if you're being consistent and teams are running into you, like you said, and they're giving you that KP for almost free, they're just running into your good positioning, then, I mean, it can get you better. It can get you a 1st overall placement, but right now, Solo Quebec is in that situation where they probably have to up it a little bit. What were you going to say?
Have you heard about a new sponsor I think that we have called Padia Gaming? Can you tell me something about that?
I actually have heard of them. I've heard that they're a gaming platform that's in their beta phase right now. They're a woman-led company building an inclusive gaming community to empower gamers to safely connect, learn, and play. They include tournaments, gameplay, matchmaking. They've got content on there as well. In case you're just ever bored, head over to padiagaming.com. And they're also giving out rewards and like a social board. So you can connect, you can play, you can be rewarded.
Just rewards? Hey, we'll have to go check it out to find out what these rewards are. I like rewards. I don't know about you. I like
rewards. A couple of teams tonight in our Apex Major are hoping that they get some rewards. I mean,
they are hoping
to be spread around here. The winners are going to get 175. 2nd place, I believe, will get 150, and then 3rd place coming in. No, sorry. 2nd place gets 125. No, 100. I'm going to get this right, chat. Math is hard. It's been a while as an esports caster that I've had to do it. But 1st place gets 175.
Yes, I knew that.
100. 3rd place gets a meal on CGL. They'll have $25 to split around 3 people.
Yeah, I mean, just a big meal at BK or something. You know what I mean? Get those $1.50 nuggets.
Whole lot of Whopper Juniors.
I mean, you
Could
could
be in
really
your future. Solo Quebec,
$1.50
Global
nuggets.
Rodents, you're right there.
You could take some of that home with you.
Solo
That's
Quebec,
what everyone
Global
below
Rodents,
right
you're
now.
right
Everyone
there.
below third place, third place, and below. Well, I mean,
That's
honestly,
what
Gaboober
everyone
Lubers could
below-
fall
right
into
now,
that.
everyone below third place,
Anybody,
third
I guess,
place,
really
below.
could. But a lot of
I mean,
teams are
honestly,
fighting for that
Gaboober
Whopper
Lubers
right
could
now.
fall into
That's
that.
all I'm saying. Anybody, I guess, really could. But a lot of
Fighting
teams
for
are
that
fighting for
supersized
Whopper
meal.
right now.
But,
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Rollers MX, they're trying to hold down a new pair of shoes right now. I mean, 175. I mean, you can make that stretch right there, especially get you to the May Major where we're going to be dishing out $1,000 to the top three.
Does anyone need a new Elite controller? Like, that's in the budget right now.
Yeah.
Does anyone need a
Some
new Elite
upgrades,
controller?
some tech.
That's in the team budget right now. I mean, to be fair, I bet they all have them as is, but either way, coming onto this map, not as surprised and shocked and wondering if we were gonna restart like last time because we're dumb. And here we are. If we're gonna restart like last time, I mean, I'll get confused. Just not about are we supposed to play this map? Is everyone thinking we shouldn't be on this map? All that fun stuff. But anyway, just watching everyone as they split out amongst the map. But anyway, just what is happening right here? Out amongst the map. What has occurred? What is happening? They just Solo Q just found a box that fell from the sky.
Yeah,
That's
one of
odd.
those there dragons, probably.
Could be. No,
Isn't that
you
a
could
thing?
be.
That's a thing.
Yeah, no, that's a thing. But Solo Q is very spread out right now. I'm very confused. I don't know. Forget it. I'm confused again, like as per usual.
Well, they've got one member just taking down some prowlers. Probably.
They've taken that. Okay, this is
Charging up
the
Evo shields.
fragment. This is the fragment of this map. This big middle area. But anyway, as we kind of wait for things to shake out, maybe watch for a fight to start. Maybe in this north side, there's some teams very close together actually, and some good ones at that. Rollers MX. I was gonna ask you if you think they're gonna play really safe. And it looks like they are. They're just going to get right away from Gaboober Luber. Two of the top teams landing very close, and they're going to just wave each other goodbye very quickly, just to kind of move along. Like, we can save this for later. We'll see you another time.
Yeah, I like that. Just exchanging some pleasantries, kind of feeling out
Fight
the
in the
situation.
top right now. Knock goes out to TDM. Apollo going to be getting the first knock. It looks like onto Echo. Echo going to be losing one right now. Goes for the quick scope, can't quite find it. Gonna go for another one. Misses once again. Pull out another gun because they lose him, but he gets the kick. Oh, he hits him with a boot, actually. Good lord. Still got that Sentinel out trying to find a shot. Doesn't want to let either of these reses get up, but TDM has lost one. And it looks like they're having a tough time recovering.
TDMJ, they are down one, but it does look like Echo is
It's
down
the shot
two.
with the Sentinel right there. They have a chance. The bubble's going to go out. He's still just using a Sentinel. He has a Havoc, but he's trying to swag on him. Hits him with the hip fire, hits a punch, and then the finisher. He doesn't quite get the style points, but TDM going to be winning that fight. I never really got a chance. Oh, and beating Echo. Correct. I did mention that earlier.
Anything else look like it's about to happen? To me, it looks like we've got a little bit of a quiet time now. If anyone wants to just take a short little 5-minute nap as it's getting late, you might actually.
Well, let's
have
see.
the
Let's
luxury.
just have fun and take a look at Solo Queue. Have they locked themselves? They haven't quite locked themselves anywhere yet. They're I say that they're in this room pretty heftily. They've got their scan off as they do, and they honestly might just be looking at the map, kind of planning as to where they're going to go. Northside's still looking kind of close. Jaren and his boys are in between the two top teams right now, Rollers MX and Gaboober Luber, and they're just kind of in this building on the north side, just trying to, I don't know, I guess just live there for a bit. Not really much else they can do.
Not too much, but I think they're actually in a safe spot because I know Gaboober Luber and Rollers MX, they don't want to take a fight at this point in the game and risk their spot on the leaderboard with teams in the chase. So even though they're between the two
Angry
most
Baboons are
dangerous
coming in
teams,
right now, Yelk,
pretty safe.
on the south side of the map. They're going to be coming right in. I saw the team, but I already forgot who they were because Angry Baboons are going to be taking their roof. They're going into a Watson team right now. Can't climb this wall as Rich Combe. We're going to swap right off you, buddy. Everyone's now just taking the roof here. Yeah, it really looked like that was going to go, but NHLS just going to be holding it down with the Watson Gibby. Gonna make it hard for them to push in. No nades are gonna surpass this Wattson ultimate. And now this fight just might die out for a bit. This could literally happen at any point. They're in the dead center of the map, just owning this real estate. No one's really going to be too forced to make a move. This could literally happen at any point. Go back to the north side of the map. Gaboobreluber's in a fight. A big PK shot from Corki. Going to be hitting that real quick. Now they're kind of in the driver's seat. Two additional PK shots. I'm sorry, Mastiff. Now he's going to be missing a bunch of them, but the wingman's going to come out. And he's trying to find this last shot. Going to be wiping out, literally vibing. Poor Jaren. I got confused again, but you know.
That's okay. And with them knocked out, they're not going to find their way onto the podium, obviously. They were one of the teams far back in the chase, but if they could put up maybe a 25-point round, they could luckily find themselves up in the top 3, but that's not the case. And Gaboobreluber, I mean, they'll take 3 KP. They need a lot more than that and some placement points to slide from 2 into number 1. But it could still happen. They've got some early KP. If they chew up some more throughout the round, this one could be theirs.
Onyx Ravens shielding up right now. They're in their own little bit of a bout, but that's a hard fight to push into. Solo Q has found a great position in the circle, in the tallest tower, always owning the best real estate in the game. They have an ult coming down on them, but it's not going to do much of anything. But they're going to be getting zipped up on right now, Yelk, and they're going to be trying to hold this down. The bubble goes down. Gibby wants a piece of this Arcstar's flying about. PK shot hits for 7. That looks like I'm playing. Lord.
Goner! Love it.
Oh, Goner with a big shot. They might be able to get the res because they had to disengage. North falling desperately low, but he cannot let them get up this zip again. He's going to be guarding it himself, and they're going to be getting the res on to Talkin.
Rollers MX might go down right now. All of them are cracked right now, and they're actually down their horizon. They're squared off against Outlawed Esports, and Outlawed are full on resources, and they're going for these chases. It looks like Catalyst has hit a good PK shot here, closing in, taking down Terry. And now there is just one member left of Rollers MX.
I'm riding with him right now. Mercenaries going to be getting away from that one. Going to be popping the Phoenix kit and just going to be trying to place I now. That's all he can really do. I don't know if he's going to be able to get these banners back. He's even staring down the circle pretty rough right now. Solo Q. Going to be taking it. Sorry. Solo Q going to be getting the... What happened? No. Another team rolled up. Sorry, I was getting my fights mixed up once again, because that's what I like to do. Onyx Ravens rolled into that fight, it looks like, below Solo Q, and they took out the team that they were fighting. Onyx Ravens picking up some KP. No KP, a little bit of KP that they were fighting.
Right now, our leaders are Dungeon Dragons with 3 KP. Gaboobreluber also has 3. TDMJ as well, so no one has really jumped out yet. There's just a pretty good race going on, but the most interesting thing that could happen did happen, which is Rollers MX. They're not quite eliminated, but they're down to 1 member. They're awfully weak right now, and Solo Quebec are in the same situation. Both Rollers MX and Solo Quebec are down to just their Valkyrie, and I don't think there's any chance either team is actually able to recover and get those reses off, so this one really opens up for teams like Gaboobreluber, Onyx Ravens, and Global Rodents.
Yeah, Mercenaries going to be running away from another team. And a lot of space right now. There's 12 squads, which is not that many for the size of this circle. I think a couple teams got caught out early, and it's tough for a team like Onyx, Rollers MX, who have all the points to go out this soon, even though they're not completely out. They just need to kind of try to survive and just find a nice rat spot to try to take home this money. A fight in the south side of this map, looking like MDP going to be squaring up.
Just to do a little bit of math for you, if Rollers MX, let's say they come in 3rd, that's going to give them 7 placement points, which is going to put them at a total of 64, which is quite a bit away from Gaboobreluber in 2nd place, sitting at 38. That's going to mean they're going to need 26 points, so not easy to find, but if Rollers MX stay in this game, as long as they get some placement here, they actually still have a pretty good chance at coming away with the dub.
Angry Baboons have had an alt tossed on them, and they've been ported into by MDP, but I think they're going to have fought them off, unless that was Angry Baboons alt to kind of keep everybody away.
No, MDP is coming in right now.
Yeah.
Scruzzer is pretty hungry for this KP on the other side of this launch pad, and Donnie and Nate are pretty close by as well. The crack goes in there onto the Gibraltar of the Baboons. Donnie able to pick up the down onto Akarsh. It looks like another crack comes in onto the Ash, and Angry Baboons, they've only got 1 left, and now they've got none. MDP come away with the white.
Big white for them. For sure. I don't even know if they... Oh, I just clicked on another team. Global Rodents, a team that we kind of were talking about, is going in with the shotguns on the bubble fight. I just want to call every shotgun a PK, Yelk. I'm going to tell you that right now.
They're actually fighting with Onyx Ravens. These are the 3 and 4 teams, and right now Global Rodents have a 1 legend advantage in this one, but Prowlers are in the mix too, and this one is hectic. And it looks like with Onyx Ravens just down to Goner, it's going to take some clutch Mastiff shots, and it's not going to happen. The number 4 team just knocked out the number 3.
That means they're not going to be too likely to take the number 3 spot, so Onyx Ravens might just kind of be out of this one, Yelk. Global Rodents giving themselves a chance right here, because Global Rodents was the team right below them, 1 point lower to be exact. So now that creates a good spot for Global Rodents to just say, hey, let's get this KP and just hope that solo queue doesn't go crazy. And if we check with solo queue real quick, they still got their 1 rat. So they're not doing too hot right now, but hey, they know how to hold positioning. And that's what North is doing right now, all by but hey, they know how to hold positioning.
Yeah, right now this one seems like it is between Global Rodents and Gaboober to hunt for that first place spot. Gaboober was only 4 points ahead of Global Rodents during our break. And now Global Rodents are making that awfully close. Of course, both teams right now have a squad wipe. Sorry, Neely, but I'm going to keep going here just so chat knows what's up. It is going to be Rollers MX and Solo Q with just 1 member remaining, so they're probably not going to do too well here. Rollers MX could still win the game. Solo Q not looking likely that they'll be on the podium. It looks like right now the podium is shaping up to be Rollers.
Gaboober is going to crash into a team right now, I believe, because they just Valk ulted to get in front of the team that was locking them out, and now they're pinning them down on the rock. Corki trying to hit any kind of a wingman shot, not quite able to do it. They've got a Spitfire to their name, and that can be devastating. Bubble's going to go out from both teams. Voided Mage on the off angle as the Ash once was the Caustic. Funny to think that that's actually the swamp that they meant to go with. Ooh, getting a little... Gonna switch off you. You are having a tough time on my screen. Wingman shots.
Now. I mean, it looks like Corki is just hungry for these. Gibraltar for Gaboober stepping up and into the action here, trying to find some more. Clever Fox and Avoided Mage crashing this TDMJ team, and they've gotten them behind the last rock they're probably able to retreat on. A scan comes in, and all the intel that's going to give you is that Gaboober is not going to hold back.
Clever Fox just hit them with like 3 arc stars in one spot. They had no choice but to sit there and take it. One guy decides to run away, but the Spitfire just hunting him down. He's gonna find that. Clever Fox gonna add 3 kills to his name right there on the outside of the circle. But watch out, they might have to deal with Outlawed Esports gating them on the side of the circle in a minute. But that's probably not gonna happen for a little bit. Right now, again, decent amount of space here. Teams kind of have their spots locked in. Darkside Gaming has this tower right here, just kind of hanging on.
Gaboober right now in this game and on the leaderboards is 7 points ahead of Global Rodents, who are the 3rd place team. So it's starting to get interesting. Gaboober, they're going to need a lot of KP here and a win. I think they're going to need 8 more kills total to actually take first place. They're sitting at 6 right now.
Gaboober number 13 on your keyboards. Gonna have to be checking in with them quite often if they seem to make it a lot further, because they have the chance to take this to the end. And just to clarify, has Mercenary been taken out just yet? Or is he still ratting around?
He's out there, ratting around. Hasn't moved much this game, staying around the perimeter, and it looks like that is just going to be the play the rest of the game. Solo Quebec as well. I mean, we've seen it happen. We've seen teams with 1 rat left actually sneak in third party and win a map. And if either of these teams can do it, it's huge.
Pinning them down, though, right now. Gaboober having a tough time rotating in. I'm with Outlawed Esports, and they're just looking down at people stuck in the circle. Dome is out. They don't really have anywhere to go. Horizon moving in, going up, and they're on the chase. They want to get Gaboober out of this game. I believe they found the knock for themselves, and now they just want to make sure that they probably secure that.
And this is Outlawed Esports pushing in for those kills, and if they could get this team out, that opens up room for Global Rodents to run away with the podium. They could actually go from $25 where they're sitting at right now to a cool calm 100, but Gaboober able to get out of dodge with that Valkyrie ult. And it looks like that is going to leave Corki still in the action and Clever Fox running for rat points.
Yeah, Corki is, he did a service right here, and that was to get Clever Fox out of there. There was no way that they were going to be able to come together for a, be able to mix it up together. But wait, no, he got the res on Avoided Mage. That's all Clever Fox used it for. They're phase tearing back in to try to fight Ghost with the stick. Not quite going to get it. This is actually, they are not going for any sort of rat points. They took the high ground on him, and now he's going for the banner retrieval, yo. How are they getting away with this?
Clever Fox in the name, just completely making clever plays. Gets Avoided Mage back to full, and now it looks like Avoided will trade off and be the rat for this team. No more fuel left in the jetpack for Clever Fox, and you're going to have to make your stand. The fight is going to happen here right on the rim of the zone, and it's looking very dicey for Clever Fox. There's not an easy way out of this.
Wait, they've turned around. They're not even dealing with him. They're letting him go. They're kind of turning around, but I'm just watching this map right now, Yuck. They're just kind of going to Cirque. They keep peeking back, but they're letting it happen. They got to get in. They're more concerned with their own positioning, and Avoided Mage is not super thrilled about that because that's where he is.
Yeah, they're chasing Avoided right now. I think that is the play. They know Clever has to come from behind them, so if they can get this lead-off kill and then turn on Clever Fox...
Clever's about to get pounded by Rollers. They'll only have a 2-man squad, but that's all they need to take him out. And they're about to collide in about 2 seconds. Yep, they're hitting the pings right now.
Outlaw turned around as well. Clever Fox is not going to be making it out of here.
Unfortunate. For Clever Fox, he's still hanging on. Who's going to get the KP, though? It's more important for Outlaw Esports, I think, to get this KP, so...
And wouldn't a heat shield be nice? Almost finds their way into the zone there, but now out of resources, and the down to the zone comes in. Solo Quebec actually just got eliminated as well, so they are no longer in podium contention. Right now, it's looking like it is Global Rodent's game to lose. They're the last team that has a chance at actually stealing that #1 rank tonight, and right now I do believe they're going to find themselves at least in second.
Rollers is out. I'm going to be honest, Rollers might have just done Outlaw Esports a bit of a service there because... Well, wait, no, I'm sorry, Avoided Mage, because he was another one that they could have got rolled into right there, but he's going to just find his positioning on a rock right now, on the back of MDP. A Valk rotation coming in, and they're going to be landing very close. Global Rodents going to be very, very close to MDP in their building. Mercenary still alive, doing what he needs to do to try to bring home the bacon.
NHLS is gone. Global Rodents popping that Valkal, getting right in on that elimination to give themselves some KP and eke their way up into that second place spot. But right now they're in a pretty difficult spot as they have to push up onto the high ground that Dark Side Gaming is standing on. But honestly, I got to bet on Global Rodents here. They're one of the more lethal teams in this game. And Dark Side Gaming, they've only found 3 kills tonight. So if there was a team that you're staring down on a high ground, you'd want it to be one like this.
Onyx Gaming is out, so Global Rodents have a pretty decent chance to get that 3rd place spot we've been talking so highly about.
And they're going for more KP right now. They're on the doorstep of a building trying to make their way in. Script falls awfully low, gets cracked, and gets burned there by a Scrubbler. Down by a Mastiff shot. Now Global Rodents trying to stay in this game. Example has to pop that Gibby bubble and get the battery off as well before falling, and it looks like just going to be Example and Cali left for Global Rodents. Maybe they're able to get this res off, but it's going to be a very tricky play.
Whoa.
Example almost gets shredded, but able to cling to some HP.
Gonna get another bat off, puts the Gibby ult down on that building. They're gonna have to hunker in on that building or push them. And it looks like they're opting for the push. Big Mastiff shot's gonna be getting the knock. Example gets the first big one, gets the crack with the second one. They're gonna clutch this up, it looks like. That's 2 knocks right now, Yelled for him. Now they just gotta maybe take down a 3rd one, unless they got a res shield or something. I'm pretty sure there's 1 more for this squad.
Yeah, there's 1 left on the side of Outlaws, and it will be not Zerk. The Horizon on the high ground. The only one that stayed back and chose the wiser of not pushing one of the deadliest teams left in this lobby. But still, they're going to have a tough time getting in. It's going to be Global Rodents staring down 2 teams, 1 on the high ground and 1 solo Horizon just lurking in the background.
Looks like Darkside. Okay, Darkside Gaming just phased. Oh, they put a port down to do that. I thought they were phase tearing. They're getting. Oh, they're just looting boxes with the Wraith portal. Smart little play right there for sure. They're going to be wanting to take that positioning right back. But the problem is for Darkside Gaming in this position that's been so great for them is the farthest one out of the circle at the moment, and they're going to have to push into this little building, which is going to be very, very tough for them.
Doing a little bit of quick math here, it looks like if Global Rodents are able to get one more kill and one more placement point, they've actually got this one locked in for second place, but it is clutch time for them as just a duo queue is left. It is time to make some big plays.
All right, Burke, who are you going to ride with? You going to ride with the Global Rodents, and I'll try to zoom around here. All right, Burke, who are you going to ride with?
Yeah, I'll ride with Global. We've got MDP and Darkside left to choose from.
MDP is in a good position. That's kind of who I'm hanging on with now. They have a pretty good, they probably have the best positioning at this very moment. Darkside making pretty good positioning of their own. They're super split though. One guy's still in the tower taking an off angle. The other one, also, Darkside has a fuse. We haven't mentioned that. They got a fuse. It's interesting.
I don't know if it's gonna help them here.
I mean, they're looking. The thing is, they're looking into the best building that's in this circle, and they can just keep putting fuse abilities right into it. He's gotten a little damage. He's taking the doors off. He's putting another one in there. He is taking a decent chunk of damage to do it. So if he doesn't find a lot of value, then it's going to start to pay against him because they don't have unlimited resources.
And Global are just eyeing that high ground. They know that Darkside has to jump down sometime, and that's KP for the taking right at the buzzer. They've managed to get themselves into the top 3 in our last map, and that probably solidifies their spot in second place, but they'd love to find just a little bit more. If they get both of these squad wipes, they're contesting for something great.
Yeah, there was a good from Darkside. He was getting shot by rodents, and then he put a nice beam back on 2 of them. Darkside, he was getting shot, kind of to brush them off a bit, but their rodents is really hoping MDB can kind of take care of Darkside Gaming because it is a 3v3v2 right now. Darkside just cannot close the distance.
Global Rodents are fighting MDP right now. They've got them in their backs, and MDP is going to be Nate who gets both eliminations. Wow. And now it is MDP squaring off against Darkside Gaming, and the push could be coming in any second here. That is it for podium contestants, but there is still some consolation prizes up for grabs in this final game.
Fuse is just filling this thing with all the nades he can possibly carry. I think he's shot about 9 in there right now. He's hitting 66 with the big Fuse ability. Can he find some more? He has all of the nades. He's not finding as much value as I think he'd hoped.
Walking up with MDP right now to finish this one off. Actually going to be spectating Nate, the kill leader in the lobby, but Donnie able to get the first down here onto Mozzie Claps. Now Nate with some massive shots, trying to find the last one, and MDP is your final champion of the night. But I do believe it's going to be Rollers MX coming away with the first place finish, followed by Global Rodents.
MDP was a team in the top 10 as well.
Followed by Global Rodents.
So good on them trying to maybe make their own bid for third place. I don't think unless they came up with like 20 to 30 points, I don't think there's any way that they're going to be able to do that.
But we will find out rather shortly what they're able to do. But I think we can pretty safely say that Rollers MX, still with their dominant lead that they went into that map with, were able to keep it, especially with Gaboober Loopers and Onyx Ravens getting taken out.
What a close game. It was Rollers MX coming away with the win with a total of 62 points. How'd they get there? 32 kills and 30 placement points. A good job of them playing both sides of the game. And then in second and third, this is the first time I've seen it, we've got a tie. So I'm going to need to wait for L4 to tell me what happens with the prize pool, because those teams are both sitting at 47 points. That is Global Rodents and Gaboober Looper. So even though Gaboober Looper didn't make it to the late game and get those placement points, they did just enough to tie it up.
Absolutely. Did I hear something? Did we get the player leaderboard yet? Did I hear something about that?
We do. Leading in kills tonight, we've also got a tie. Clever Fox and Nate. Nate for MDP popped off on that last game, was the kill leader, I believe. Had 8 kills on our final game, and that is a tie at 13 kills apiece between them and Clever Fox. And then Mercenary, who went off in game number 1 with 9 kills. They've got 12 total, sitting them at third. Big damage numbers too, Neely.
Yeah, absolutely big damage. Oh, dropped my phone that I was using to look at all the stats with. Right on the old keyboard. Yeah. No one breaking 4,000 damage though. That's over the whole course of the day. That's a little bit surprising, especially when we saw a 2K in the first game.
Well, chat, like we know, the action here for the April Major has been wrapped up, but we do have the Spring Series around the corner next month. It's going to be on May 28th. You're not going to want to miss that. Get involved, get in the action. The prize pool will be bigger instead of the 300 that was spread around tonight. there's going to be a cool grand 1,000 big ones up for grabs in the May Major. So L4 actually just got back to me. He said the
Yeah.
tiebreaker is going to be getting done in a sec. So we'll just talk a little bit about the action we saw tonight, and then we'll actually let you know the final story between number 2 and number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready for it. I'm wondering if we're in on that, if they have the spectating. I don't know.
I don't know if it's something we
Oh,
spectate. Is it
it's just a
something-
leaderboard thing. Okay, the way he said it'll be done in a second, I'm like, are we going to arenas? What is this?
Arenas, we're playing control for the tiebreaker. That'd be pretty fun, but it's not the case.
All right. I wonder how they do it. I think we've seen a tie once, but no, we almost saw a tie. And I remember L4 was telling us how that they would divide that tie. And let's be honest, at least the tie is between second and third. It's not like the tie is between third and
Yeah.
fourth.
Or
They're going
first
home
and
with
second. That'd be
tough.
hectic. Either way, your tiebreaker is gonna get you or lose you $75 in this case.
Yep. Absolutely.
Man, what a close
I mean-
game though. Probably one of the closer majors we've had. Rollers MX going out early made it interesting, but they just built themselves too much of a lead where as long as they had one rat left, they got a couple placement points. They weren't gonna let that one get out of hand.
All right. I think we're getting the updated leaderboards just now, and it looks like Gaboober Luber is going to be taking second place over Global Rodents, who will be getting third place. And Yuck, I don't know about you, but I kind of appreciate it being that way, even though Global Rodents put on a good show for us at the end. Gaboober Luber was putting on a good show all night, and they did it by giving us all those 29 kills that they were able to come up with. So I think I'm kind of happy that it went in favor of the team that found a lot of kills rather than
it does come down
placement
to
points.
rule number 1 of the tiebreaker, which L4 actually just sent our way. So it compares every tied team's best performing match based on the total match points. So like we were saying, they did just have way more KP. They had 12 more KP. So obviously there was a round where they did significantly better than Global Rodents. And even though Global Rodents found their way onto the podium, not quite deserving of the spot number 2, but a very clutch team to come in from off the podium and able to actually come away with some money.
A team we didn't talk about all that much over the course of the night, and that's just that silent consistency that they were kind of rolling through with very clearly. So, well done on their part either way.
Placement points can get you some bread, but they had to get 17 kills to get themselves there. And placement points being such a factor, they had 17 kills, 30 placement points. Onyx Ravens had 27 kills, only 11 placement points. I mean, talk about dominating and exiting early. I mean, the showers were never turned off because Onyx Ravens every time was headed to them quick.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think the coaching move is going to be, or the team adjustment's going to be going into the next tournament? Fight less? I mean, it's got to be fight less.
Because they're clearly not bad. In fact, they're clearly very good among top competition. So
of course,
they would love to chase as many kills as they get, because if you're able to live, if you're not just getting pincered, then who knows? If they get more than 11 placement points, what would it have taken for them to actually come away with a spot on the podium? It would have taken
not that much.
20 placement points. 20 placement points with their amount of kills would have gotten them actually second place because of the tie that happened.
Yeah.
Man. So a good showing from all those top teams.
That's good
to do it. What
do we want to mention? I don't know. I think we got sponsored this time or something.
Okay. One more time for the people in the back. Do you want to read it this time, or you want me to read it?
I'd have to exit out of Apex. I only got one monitor. It's all you. I'd love to.
Gaming, the woman-led company that's building an inclusive gaming community, they actually sponsored this tournament to help us with giving a prize pool to spread around these teams that competed tonight and actually give a purpose to all those scrims they've been going through. They're a great platform to find tournaments on, find matchmaking in case you don't want to get into a tournament, but you want to find some scrim partners. Or if you're bored, they've got content on there too. That's padiagaming.com. Head over there. They're in their beta phase, but the website runs great. And Neely, now that we've mentioned that for the final time,
you gotta show respect. You gotta show respect for a gaming organization supporting other gaming organizations. You can't get anywhere without supporting the thing that is going to get you there in the first place. So big
true.
thanks on that. Anytime there's a support, a sponsor, it's cool, but I think it's even cooler when it's from the same community.
Yeah, it wasn't Manscaped, you guys.
It wasn't.
It wasn't Manscaped. All right, that is going to do it for us here on the April Major. I've been Berkeley Stevens. He's been Cam Comerford. On Twitter, we're All Charge and Neely Casts. Our production tonight has been great. I mean, if you were in the voice chat for the tech run, we had some issues in front of us, but doing a great job dealing with that. Always was L4. And then Samter here on production behind the buttons, doing a fantastic
job. Which we need so desperately.
It's so bad. So thank you to the whole crew here at CGL, and we'll see you for the May Major.